Recording in progress.
To try and convey a message directly. To try and convey a message directly to your audience. So that is what graphic design is in itself. So then, the graphic designer is a person who uses these items, this text, these visual elements to communicate the message. All right. So then we say graphic design plays a crucial role in our everyday lives. Like whether we know it or not, there's graphic design everywhere around us. From the packages of the clothes we buy, from the packages of the items we what now we consume, from designs, A to Z designs, and even logos from our famous brands. So we have examples on the right. We have logos from Coca-Cola. So any logo you see, either good or bad logo, it is designed by somebody. But then in itself, it is logo. So, but then the quality of the logo, this does not expect person not being a graphic designer, but you just know that okay, any logo you see was designed by a graphic designer. So we have the examples of logos on the right, which is Coca-Cola, Nike. That is the Nike swoosh. Then the Apple's logo. So that is an example of graphic design in action. Then the next one we have packaging of food items, packaging of household items. Any packaging you can think of that has a little bit of design or design in it is the work of a graphic designer. Websites, all the website we've been this Zoom call we are on, the layout, the design, the color, everything that goes into making a website whole, you can find a graphic designer there. And posters and flyers is also the job of a graphic designer. So moving on to the next one, we have the building blocks, which are the elements of a graphic design. So we are talking about graphic design as an art and practice of using images or any element at all you can think of to pass a message. So what are the elements graphic designers use? That means what are the tools, the ingredients they use in their design? So the things you put together to make the design whole. So the first one is line. The first one is line, which is we have straight lines, you have zigzag lines, we have wavy lines, there are dotted lines, there are curly lines. Whatever the shape of the line is, no matter how you draw it and how you put it together, as long as you have function for it and you use it in your design, it becomes an element in the design. In other words, it is also an ingredient that cooks up your design. All right. Then the next one is shapes. We all know basic shapes. We have circles, you have rectangle, we have triangles, you have squares. Any shapes you know, just name the shapes. Or at the point in time or any time, you have different shape. On this top right of my panel, where this my cursor is moving, there are shapes here, stars and everything. So any shape you can think of is something you can use in design. Then the next one is color. Okay, I have to mention that I'm going fast over this because it is just a summary and not really an in-depth class for it. All right, so you just pick a little thing or two from it, but then we'll continue. All right, so that's why I'm trying to go fast on it. Okay, so the next one is we have color, right? So everybody knows there is color everywhere, even not even in design. Everywhere there's color everywhere. Anywhere you look, there's color. The clothes you are wearing, there's color in it. The house you are in, there's color in it. The household items, there's color in it. There's color in the sky, and there's color everywhere. So everywhere you look, color is important. Not only in graphic design, even in food, color is important. If you cook egusi soup without red oil, sometimes I don't know, it comes without color and not really favorable. You understand? So that is one function of color in another aspect aside from graphic design. So this goes to tell you how important color is, not only in graphic design but everywhere. Then there's texture. Just as texture is also important in graphic design, texture is important in other places too. You hear people talking about the food does not have texture and whatnot, but then in graphic design too, there's you use texture, and those things are also elements. So anything you can consider, anything you can think of that you can use in your design, putting your designs together, they are elements. All right, they are elements, or if you can remember them this way, ingredients or tools in your graphic design. All right, so the next one is space. So everyone knows, if you are writing on your notebook, you have to write the first word, you leave a space, you write the next one. You always leave a space. Back in school, when I think most children, when they start writing, we always have issue of not leaving spaces. You just write, you squeeze everything together, and your teacher probably ends up dealing with you and the rest. So that is because you are not using space. So, but as we grow older and begin to understand the importance of space, we can actually bring that knowledge to bring it to graphic design. All right. So all around this um, slide we are looking at, there's space in it. So I mean, there's space between number one, which is the line. There's space between two and three. Even the straight lines and the zigzag lines, there's space in it. So space actually functions to ensure that your elements are legible. That means they are readable, and people will not confuse them for uh, anything. They will not confuse them together as one item. So that means different elements. They will not be confused as one. All right. So that is that on element. So anything you can think of that you can use in your design is an element of design that you can use. So the next one we go to guiding the eye, principles of graphic design. So by guiding the eye, you as a graphic designer, what you're trying to do is you are trying to pass a message. You know, graphic design is the art and the practice of using media and any element to make sure to convey message effectively. All right. So just as you use words to convey message, and before you can use words to convey message, you have to make sure your grammar, to some extent, is okay. So grammar is like a tool in graphic design. No, sorry, excuse me. Not grammar is not a tool in graphic design. Grammar is a tool, an ingredient in language with which you pass your message. All right. If your grammar is correct, people understand better. If your grammar is not so correct, people tend to laugh. It's the same thing with graphic design. You have to make sure that the elements you are using and the principle you are using, they all balance together, and you are not using principle out of anywhere or anything that is not okay. So the first principle we have in graphic design is balance. In balance, even outside graphic design, there ought to be balance in everything. If you see two elements that are not balanced, you know, you tend to know, okay, this thing is not balanced. This one is bigger than this one is smaller. All right. So the two types of balance we have is we have symmetrical balance and asymmetrical balance. So when you see two elements that have the same weight on the same side, on different sides, just like the symmetrical balance, you say, okay, this one is balanced. But when you see one is bigger than the other, you know it's not balanced. There's something about people used to say, this equation is not balanced. You understand? So by saying that, you are saying, okay, that means one is bigger than the other. So the same ideology too is also present in graphic design. Then the next one is contrast. So contrast is the difference between two elements in graphic design. Remember that we say elements is anything you can use in design, anything you can cook up design with. So if you are bringing different items to design, you have to make sure that there's difference between them. All right. Uh, um, you have to make sure there's difference between them. Please, I'll be right back. Just give me like 2 minutes, please. Let me try and talk to someone, please. Oh, I'm sorry everyone for the short break. I had to deal with the little thing right now. Sorry, I'm back now. Okay, so oh, all right. I will share the screen now, so we'll continue from there. A minute. Share screen. All right. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. So we were talking about contrast, right? So yes, we said remember that elements in graphic design is anything you can make your design with. So if you are bringing different things into your design, you want to make sure that they are not contrasting. They are not the same in the sense that one element's visibility does not disturb the other element's visibility. So in the sense that you want to pass a message. So if you have two elements contrasting, people will not be able to read your message. So you have to make sure that the elements you are putting together, they have different colors, different shapes and whatnot to be able to pass your message. So a typical example, without going far, a typical example is in this slide you are looking at. The text that reads Guiding the Eye, Principles of Graphic Design is one element, and the background is white, which is another element. So you see the contrast is very, very sharp. That means you can see this one easily, right? You can see this one easily without having to confuse it for something else or not saying you cannot see it. Everything that is placed on this white background can be seen because there is a sharp contrast between everything. All right, so that is that about elements. Then the third one is alignment. So alignment also is just like you type in your Microsoft Word or your phone too. So alignment is the same thing. You can align left, align center, you can align right. All right. So it is the same alignment from Microsoft Word that is also in design. So you have to make sure as you are placing your elements, that means as you are placing your items on the design, you are putting them either to the left, to the right, or to the middle. But there are times where you can have different sort of alignments in the design, but you have to make sure everything is cohesive. That means everything works together. There's coherence in everything. Everything works together and there's no mistake. Excuse me. Let me end this call, please. All right. Sorry about the little interruption. Okay, so you have to make sure everything you are doing there's alignment in it and there's no confusion. All right. So the next one is repetition. So in design, repetition is used to show emphasis. I mean, even in everyday life, even in everyday situation, repetition is used to show emphasis. Like one typical example is um, I'm looking for a typical example of something you repeat for emphasis. Okay, like your like our parents used to, African mothers used to do, leave that place. I say leave that place, something like that. And there are some other examples, but the one I can remember right now is the one our African mothers use. So leave that place. If they tell you once as a child, you probably don't listen or you just keep staying there. But when you hear it again, leave that place. It is repeated, then you know, okay, you live there. Except you're a stubborn child, then you just stay there. But at that moment, the cane lands on you and anything you called for. All right. So that is our repetition. Then in design, you can also use it for emphasis in design and for design and everything for aesthetics. So you can use repetition. Then the next one is proximity. So proximity is also the rule of grouping. So that means how close items are. The items that appear close together they are perceived to have the same function or to give the same meaning. That is what proximity is. So from this example, we have all these tiny circles on the left. Then we have this little red one on the right. So there used to be and there's this image that says I don't know if you've seen it before, where you have multitude going one way then just one person going another way, right? So how you know the people on the left are together is because they are close together moving on to this direction. Then this one person sets himself apart, right? So we're just trying to look at the principle of proximity that states that and every item that grouped together are perceived to have the same function. So that is the principle of proximity. So that means if you are designing and you have items like text now you are numbering items or text, you sort of move them together to show the function between them. All right. So that is just the principle of proximity. Then the next one is color psychology. That means it's the psychology of color in design. All right. So color psychology is the study of how colors affect human behaviors, the emotions and perceptions. Okay, colors play a crucial role in design, in branding, and even marketing. So understanding how colors can evoke specific emotions and convey messages is essential for creating impactful visuals. So in this color psychology now, this is where you have to consider what function color has, right? So at this stage, before you apply colors to your design, you have to consider and try and remember, okay, what function does this color have? What emotions does this color exude? For instance, we say the color red in some culture, color red stands for danger, but in some places for energy, right? So color can actually mean different things in different places. So that is why we have to consider what we use color for and how we use it. Then the key points to consider is emotional impact, right? So just like we mentioned, if you are the graphic designer or person in marketing, you are trying to use color and you are trying to convey something organic, you use green or shades of green. So that is the function of that. Though there are other functions to green, but then the one you can think of easily or you can remember that comes naturally to you is green. So you have to the emotional impact you want to have on your clients or your customers, you have to think about it and it starts with your color too, right? So if you want your customers to come to your restaurant to eat and you want to give them the feeling of excitement, you use things like red, orange, or yellow. So that is why if you look closely, some major fast food brand or major fast food businesses use the color red. Tasty Chicken, the place. What is this one again? Sorry, I said chicken and chips. Oh, Chicken Republic. Chicken Republic, yes, uses the color red, and anyone you can think of. Though there are some businesses that use different color, but then the major ones use colors like ranging from red to yellow and orange. All right. So the next thing to consider before using color is the cultural significance. So by cultural significance is what we were saying about you have to consider the place you are in, the environment you find yourself before you use color. So for instance, in Nigeria, the color white represents holy, right? But in some countries, that means some cultures, the color white represents mourning. All right. So if you as a graphic designer or a marketing specialist now decide to use because you are in Nigeria, you're working remotely or whatnot, you got a gig in another country. So because the color white means holy in your own country, you use it for the brand in the other country. When it gets there, it means something else. All right. So before you can apply color to your design, you have to consider the environment you find yourself. What does this color mean in this place? So you'll be able to use the appropriate color. Then the next one is branding and identity. All right. So branding and identity is how color function in branding and identity is every brand has its own color and they have reasons for using their color. And the reasons for using their color actually borders down on what they want their client to feel, what emotions they are trying to evoke from their client. A typical example is we said financial institutions like bank, they want customers to trust them, and the color that signifies trust is the color blue. So that is why most financial institutions use the color blue. But then there are also some brands that do not use blue. Like I said, there are different colors can have different meaning, and brands can choose to differ. But then the major ones use the color blue to signify trust. So, like the example we gave yesterday, we said if you are a tailor and you are starting a brand, it is not advisable for you to use the color blue because you know the issues with tailor now. So that is just a little joke, no, nothing serious. So anybody can use the color they want. It's just what you want to invoke from your customers or your clients or your potential clients, as the case may be. All right, so we'll move on to the color wheel. All right. So in the color wheel, we have three types of color, right? So we said the color wheel is a tool that displays the relationship between colors. So the color wheel consists of primary colors, which is red, blue, and yellow. Then the secondary colors are orange, green, and purple. And the tertiary colors, which are gotten from mixing the primary and secondary colors together. All right. So primary colors red, blue, and yellow. Secondary colors orange, green, and purple. And tertiary colors are created by mixing the primary and secondary colors together. That is how you get the tertiary colors. So we'll move on to the next slide, which is decoding meanings in design. Decoding color meanings in design. Pardon me. All right. So the first one is the color red. So red is often associated with passion, energy, love, and excitement. I mean, that is why on Valentine's Day you see people doing wearing red because it signifies love in most culture. Then in another culture, red does not signify culture. It does not signify love. I think in Japan, is it Japan or in China, instead of using red on Valentine's Day, they use white. I'm not sure about the country right now, but I know in some Asia part of the countries they use white for to signify love. So they send their spouse or their partners gifts all wrapped in white, and anything they send to them on their own Valentine's Day is all in white. So they use it. So you can see how color differs, how color is from one place to another, and that is the cultural significance of color. Then blue. Blue is linked to calmness, trust, reliability, and professionalism. It is frequently used by financial institutions, just like we mentioned, and tech companies to convey stability and trustworthiness. The color of Nets Factory is blue, is a shade of blue. That means Nets Factory is a brand or is a company you can trust, right? And when you're in the premises, you are calm and things like that. So blue works to that effect. Then the next one is green. So green represents nature, growth, health, and tranquility. It's commonly used in eco-friendly and organic industry. So for our entrepreneurs here that are into organic things, I remember somebody is into farming and whatnot. Everything is fresh from nature, is green. I mean, sometimes they even use green in words like, um, is this green? I mean, is this fresh? You understand? Things like that. So green actually function as to represent nature, growth, and health and tranquility. Like I said, there there are times where some other colors can actually convey this message, or a brand chooses to differ from the norm. All right. So in that instance, it can happen. Then the fourth one is yellow. So yellow is associated with happiness, optimism, and warmth. It can also represent caution. Caution in the sense that as some of us watch action movies that you've seen, you see yellow line that reads caution. Sometimes you might not even see caution written on it, but we don't have it in this part of the country because Our police. Anyways, yellow represents caution, and in your traffic light, red means stops, yellow means ready, green means go. Right? So that is that on that. Then the fifth one is purple. So purple is also often associated with luxury, royalty, and creativity. It is used by brands to evoke a sense of elegance. Pardon the and. It's not supposed to be. It is a typo. Sorry about that. The sixth one is orange. So orange is a color that is used to show energetic. All right. So you can see we said red shows energy. Then we have orange too, showing energy. You see, that means you can have different colors meaning the same thing or have the same function, and it just depends on what you want to use it for. Then orange can mean cheerfulness and play. I think most frequently one of the go-to colors for children brand or anything that has to do with children is either orange, yellow, or red because of the lightheartedness in them. So orange is also used to grab attention and create enthusiasm. All right. Then we have black, white, and gray. So for black, black represents sophistication. Also white and even gray. You have brands like Gucci and Chanel using black, white, and gray. You have big businesses that don't really have colors in them. Even Apple, right? I think their color is black. So you see, represents sophistication. If you have a brand that deals with high-end goods, I mean luxury goods or products, you can use black. You can use black and white. You can use white. You can even use gray. You can use combination of both, or even everything if you want. You just want to show sophistication and your high-end brand. All right. So we've gone quickly over the meaning in colors. So now is creating harmonious colors and schemes. So color schemes, they are a pre-selected colors that work well together. Pre-selected colors that work together. So the first one is monochromatic color. Mono means one, chrome is color. So monochromatic, right? One color. So this scheme uses variation of a single color. It's harmonious and simple, making it a good choice for minimalist and elegant design. So without going far, monochromatic color is you just use one color, then you use different shades of it or different hues of it. For instance, we have this dark blue we've been using for our header here, our main text. We have it here, which is this deep blue, this one here, right? So and it goes left. So when it begins to go left, it reduces in intensity. That is a shade of it. So the intensity it reduces is a shade of it and is a monochrome of the color because it is the same color, but then you have different shades of the same color. That is what a monochrome is, just as we have the green color too. Then the second one is complementary color, just like we have situations in real life that you have two people complementing each other. We have rice complementing beans. We have beans complementing bread. The list is endless. All right. We also have it in color. So complementary colors are two colors that go well together on the color wheel. They are present on the color wheel, but if you place them side by side, you have a fine combo. All right. So that is what a complementary color is, just like the word complementary, it complements the other. So anything you can think of that complements the other is in design is called a complementary color and the likes. Then the third one is analogous color. So analogous colors are adjacent to each other on the color wheel. They create a harmonious and calming effect. These are just neighbors, right? These are just colors that are neighbors on the color wheel. They are just side by side, just like you and your neighbor. If you people were to be in design or you people were colors, you people be analogous color because you people are adjacent to each other or one another as the case may be. So analogous color are colors that are side by side on the color wheel, just like this one. Then the fourth one is the triadic color. So the triadic color basically is on the color wheel, you place a triangle, pardon me, you place a triangle in between the color wheel. So anywhere the edge points to, right? That is where you get your triadic color. That means three colors that work well together. So in this instance now, the edge of this one is pointing to yellow, the edge of this one is on blue, then the edge of this one is on a deeper orange. So when you place these three colors together, they work well. So this is how you kind of get color combos to use in your design. When you want to design, you have to consider, okay, which color complements the other. If you look at the color wheel, you look up and down, you see, okay, this one goes with this one, then you can use it, it works well. You also look at analogous color, feel like, okay, which three colors are neighbors. When you consider them, they work together. You also look at the triadic colors. So that is how you get the color palette to use in your design. Then the next one, harnessing the power of color in harnessing the power of color choices, right? So just like we mentioned, before you select color, you have to understand your target audiences, the people you are trying to evoke emotion from, or the people you are designing for. At this point in time, these people are not your client. Your client will bring the designs to you, right? But then when you're actually designing for your client, but they're not directly for your client, because at the end of the day, the design you're doing is not really entirely for your client to consume or for their consumption alone. It's for a general audience than a more diverse audience than your client. So when you are designing, you have to consider the customers or the audience you'll be designing for, right? So just like we said, if you are designing something for adults, like grown-up people, senior citizens, you cannot use bright colors like orange, red. You have to make research and understand what kind of color, especially if you are trying to create a calming effect in them. So you have to put colors that make them calm, not colors that gives them agitation or whatnot. So you have to consider that carefully. Then the next one, you have to match the message you are trying to send, right? If you are trying to send a message of trust, your go-to color is blue. Then if you're trying to send excitement and energy and love, your go-to color is red. And the other colors still have their function, and you discover them as time goes by. All right, so guidance for effective graphic design. Make sure anything you are doing, you keep it simple. Keep it simple. Do not go overboard. Just make sure everything is simple. No too much effect and whatnot. So just try and keep it simple. Then use typography wisely. That means your text, your font, you use it wisely, right? You maintain consistency. In brands, actually maintain consistency because they want to be trusted. If your brand is consistent in the way it presents itself, you will be trusted because when people see your brand, they know that, okay, this is this person, right? Sometimes without even see your logo, maybe they see one of your flyer or anything, but you would know, okay, this is this brand. You get, even if they see your color, you know, they'll be like, okay, right, this is this brand. So you have to be consistent in your design and how you present your brand. So you have to embrace white space. All right, so white space is the space that your design is not occupying. When you have like your notebook, when you write, let's say you've written your name on one line, you leave space. Okay, you wrote your first name on one line, you leave space, you write your last name on it. You see that space between your first name and the last name is a white space because nothing is occupying that space, right? So there are times whereby in secondary school where we would write notes, we would leave so much space, and your teacher might just draw big stroke on it that you want to sleep here, things like that. I don't know if you have experienced it before, but they will just draw a big stroke on it. Do you want to sleep here? Why are you not writing here? You see all those space that you left there, they are white space because nothing is occupying it. So originally, ordinarily, your notebook is already in a white space, negative space. It is called white space or negative space. So your notebook is already in a white space. So the moment you begin to write on it, you see those writings you are putting on it, they are called positive space. All right. But then when you start writing on them, you also leave space to make sure everything is legible. That means it's readable. All right. So that is what white space is. The space between elements you are dropping in your design, or the space between your writings and every other thing. The fifth one, you understand visual hierarchy. So visual hierarchy is placing the item or the element with the most importance. You make it bigger, you make it more legible or visible. Merely looking at this slide we have now, the prominent element on this is guidance for effective graphic design, because that is the main point here. Every other thing comes under this one, right? So you have to make sure visual hierarchy, the element with the most importance is placed on top, is placed first, then every other one follows. So that's the visual hierarchy. Then test for accessibility. In accessibility, what you are trying to do is you are trying to make sure your design can be read or can be seen by people, even people with a little bit of impaired vision, right? Yeah, so to speak. People with impaired vision now, that means people that have little, I don't know, of I don't want to say issue, no issue. People that just have maybe elderly people, very good. Everybody will age, then with age comes the reduction in sight. It happens. Whether we like it or not, it eventually happens in most people, right? So if you are designing an item or a flyer, you will not design one flyer for youth and design another flyer for elders. No, you will not do that. It is still one flyer you design, right? So in that case, because you are designing one flyer for everybody, you have to consider accessibility. Accessibility means the ability of other people, maybe people with disability and the rest, to be able to still see your design. In product design, that means in mobile apps, you see the ability in your phone, for instance, you see the ability or the option for you to increase the size of your font. Yeah, it is an accessibility. So if you are increasing the size of your font, that is what accessibility is. Because some of us actually, our font is in small, others in medium, others in large, right? So personally, another example of accessibility is personally I don't like light mode. I feel like light mode hurts my eye, so I don't use it. So every time my phone is always on dark mode, even my PC is on dark mode. You get, so I have the option to choose it. So that is why we sometimes laugh at our parents, because there's this thing they say that the brightness on their phone is cranked way up. Is if they even have option to add brightness to it, our parents will add it to it, right? So accessibility now, you see, that is considering accessibility, because for elderly people now, they have the option to use light mode, because so they'll be able to see it, right? In your design too, you can make sure that the text on your design is big enough for everybody to see, but not very, very too big so to go out of proportion or whatnot. You have to make sure everything you're doing is planned. Design is intentional. You don't just place things anyhow in design just because it looks good or whatnot. No, design is intentional. Another example of accessibility is typing, right? Voice notes. Yes, voice note, for instance, is an example of accessibility, because there are times where you don't want to type. There are times where you are lazy to type. Or even consider this. There are some people that are not literate, right? There are some people that are not literate. They cannot type. They cannot read or write. But guess what? They are using WhatsApp. And the only thing they know how to do is send voice notes. You see, So that category of people are not even left out of using WhatsApp. So you have to make sure in your design, everyone is carried along. That is accessibility. So in design, in marketing too, if you're advertising your business or you're doing your marketing campaigns and the rest, you don't do it. Though you might have a demographic or but then even in your demographic itself, there are people that you still consider that will be carried along. If you are targeting youth, you do not target only the youths that are able. You also target the youths that are a little bit challenged or have some impairness or anything. Do you understand? So that is accessibility. Then you have to stay updated in your field, in graphic design, in digital marketing. You have to stay updated. There are trends, there are new software to use, there are tips, there are guides, there are everything. There are resources everywhere. You have to stay updated by in your respected track or your expected profession, because graphic design, digital marketing can also be a profession. You get. So that being said, in conclusion, okay, no, before we continue, is there any question or anything anyone wants to add before we move on?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I have a question.
All right, all right.
Great. So I want to ask, there's sometimes thank you for your presentation.
All right.
Sometimes when you make designs and it's going to be a very complex design, and sometimes you just want to make it really colorful and engaging as possible, then you try to play around colors. What is the highest number of colors that should be on a design? I've seen designs that have up to 4 colors or 5 colors, and it still looks beautiful. But they said normal principle it shouldn't be. I don't know, so I want to ask that what's the highest number of colors you can have on a design, and is it possible to get these slides after the class?
Okay, I presume you are from digital marketing, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll find a way to forward it to you. Find a way to forward it to you. All right. Okay, so that is where your question. That is where we have to go back to this place. Can you see the slide? So
Yes, I can.
all right. So your question now brings us back to this place. That is creating harmonious color schemes in design, right? So you've seen designs that have plenty colors in them that you wonder, but then they are still fine. They are still okay. They are still all right, right? This is so because the colors used in that design are either complementary, analogous, triadic, or even monochromatic. That is, the colors used in that design, be it two or three, if they use two of the color, that means on the color wheel now, that means the color is either yellow or blue, purple or green. If they use three, that means the color is either analogous or triadic. That means they are adjacent to one another. So you have to consider if these colors work together. We gave an example in class yesterday where we said um, at a point in time, you have probably seen people who whose dressing do not match, and we tend to say things like your clothes the riot, or how do they even say it, color rioting or things like that. You get. So in that situation now, the person's color choice contrast. The person's color choice is neither complementary, analogous, or even triadic. All right. So that is that. I hope I did justice or little to it. Is that okay?
Yes, it's fine. Thank you.
All right, no problem. I will send the slide. I will send the slide to the admin maybe,
Okay.
so you'd forward it to your group.
All
All
right.
right.
Thanks.
Okay. 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 So that is that on the graphic design. Just a little summary of everything. Nothing in depth. Just a little summary on it. All right. So if there is no other question, would like to move on to explore the world of Canva. Is there? Okay. So in the absence of no question, I will move on to okay. Oh, 13 messages. How can we get the software Adobe and CorelDRAW? Can we get this? Yes, you can get the slide. I just say you can get the slide. Please just come. All right. How can we get the software Adobe and CorelDRAW? Okay. So no question for now. So we'll move on to the world of Canva. All right. So let me check. How do you know the kinds of fonts one can use in design? All right. Okay. To answer that question, how you know the kind of font you can use in design is there is font pairing. There's this thing called font pairing on Google Fonts, right? So even fonts convey a type of message. When your brand is trying to show seriousness or professionalism, yeah, you do not use cursive fonts. By cursive font, I mean fonts that look like handwriting. That is what cursive font is. Uh, Femi, you want to say something? Mr. Femi? Okay, maybe. All right, so Miss Rama, see, addressing your question now is how you know the type of font you use in your design is almost the same thing as color because you know before you use color in your design, it has to have a function that you're trying to convey, right? Then it's also for fonts. If you want to show seriousness, you have to use fonts like okay. Now I don't want to start mentioning the name of the fonts because we might begin asking which font is this, which font is that. But I think you know fonts like Times New Roman, um, Calibri. I'm trying to mention the fonts in that we are familiar with in Microsoft Word, right? So if you are typing a letter in Microsoft Word, you see all these fonts that you use, they are serious fonts because a letter is actually formal. If you are sending it everywhere, you cannot type a letter and use cursive fonts. That means fonts that look like handwriting. You get so even fonts show seriousness or playfulness. Fonts show elegance or seriousness or anything you want fonts to use. You see some businesses that have fonts that look like waves, that look like curly fonts like that. I don't know if you've seen one. Things like that. So there are fonts like that. So before you can use fonts in design too, you have to make sure that the goal of your brand is identified before you use any font in it. All right. So if you look at the letter you got from Nerds Factory, the font there is either Times Roman or Calibri or Arial. You get it is a serious font because it is an organization and it is serious. So they cannot use font that is like wavy font or curly font for you. I hope you understand it. Okay. If there isn't any question, would like to just move on. All right. Okay. So I would log on to canva.com. Great. All right. All right, everyone. Can you see Canva screen?
Yes.
Okay. So how you get to Canva is you go to canva.com. This is the link. Let me copy this one just in case. Oh, let me punch it here. All right. So you can click this link directly and it takes you to Canva. All right. So this is how you go to Canva. Okay, let me be sure everyone is there before. Okay, I don't understand the triadic. Can you please teach us how to mix color and give us another color? Miss or Mrs. Ashabi, right? Okay, this was just a summary of the colors. It is not an in-depth class because today we are supposed to be facing Canva. Okay, so if we try and go back, would okay, see here. I'll try as much as possible to collate colors and how you can use them. So I'll make a document for it and send it over. I'll send it over. All right. So that's a promise. Is that okay? All right. I suppose it's okay. So is everyone on Canva now? All right. You're welcome. So let me know if you're on Canva. You just type canva.com and it brings you here. This Canva site, let me see. The Canva site can it be utilized on? Oh yes, yes, yes. You can use it on mobile phone, of course, of course. What if I have the app on my phone? No, if you have the app on your phone, just pop it open. Right. So if you have the app on your phone, just open it. Yes. So Canva is Canva, be it anywhere you are accessing it from. So you see, that is accessibility in motion. That is accessibility in action. Because the developer of Canva know that at a point in time, every user might not be connected or have the access to their PC. So in trying to make sure it is accessible now, they they developed an app for it or they made a mobile version of the website. You get so if you are not on your phone, you can use it on if you are not on the PC, you can use it on your phone, right? So that is accessibility. Okay, so I think almost everyone is on Canva. So we have here. Then before we begin, so the likes of us that have experience, good experience in Canva, right? So you observe at the end if there is addition you would like to add, if there are steps we probably missed, or there are steps or tricks you have learned about Canva and you like to add to us, so you just try and help us with it because the goal at the end of the day is to learn and everyone should have a good understanding of this thing. Okay, so when you are in Canva, if you've not signed up before, you sign up. If you want to log in, you log in with your account, right? So let me try logging in. Mm, try log- I'm trying to log in with I'm trying to log in with my email. I don't know. Okay, so sorry about the I was trying to log in with my email. Okay, so is logged in now. Tab, Canva. Sure. All right. So yes, this is my dashboard. This is my dashboard, right? So when you log into your Canva, you have can be a little bit overwhelming if this is your first time, but it looks nice. This is a beautiful interface. This is a beautiful design. So this is the work of a graphic designer to include in this. So things like hierarchy. Now, when you open Canva, the first place your eye goes to is this dashboard here. Oh, this is a hashtag night here, right? So this is the first place your eye go to. This is what hierarchy is. This is where they want your eye to come to first because every other information they want you to tag on is up here. If you click on more, you have this one here. Yeah, so this is where your eye goes to Meet Magic Studio, right? So where accessibility plays is in action also is here. You can search. You don't have to be scrolling through the website. You can just click here and search for anything you're looking for. That's accessibility. Then on the left here, on the top left is your profile. You see your email address and you see what type of account you are using. For now, I'm on free. Then if you want to use pro, you can subscribe to it. You pay a fee. Um, you pay a fee if you want to use pro. Some people are pro, others are just using the free version. So what this means is if you are on free version, if you are using Canva for free, you'll be limited. You'll be limited to the amount of elements, resources, I think templates you can use. But just like if you are using Pro, everything is exclusive to you. You have a wide range of options to choose from because you paid for it, so you pay for the service. So yeah. All right. So on the left panel, we have things like Magic Studio. I think this is the AI. This is the AI like Chat GPT. Did you use one to generate ideas and the rest, just like you use Chat GPT? So then this is project. If you have a project you've been working on before, this is where it shows project. Okay, so I don't have project I'm working on, so I just go back home. If you go back home, it brings you back to this place, right? So today we just try and get familiar with the interface, things it does, where we can go from here. We just click enter, come outside, and the rest, right? Then on Thursday we'll begin to design proper with it. So this is project. We've talked about project. Then templates. Oh, so we clicked on templates. It shows us this. So this is templates. So what templates are? Templates are pre-made designs. Designs are already made in a particular shape or a specific size that you might want to design in. In docs, this is a template for docs. Whiteboards, YouTube thumbnail, this is a template for it. So let's say we click on YouTube thumbnail, like we have a design to make on YouTube thumbnail. If we click on YouTube thumbnails, these are different templates, right? This okay. The general category here is YouTube thumbnail. YouTube thumbnail are those posters you see on YouTube videos before you play the videos. YouTube thumbnails are one of the driving tool that brings people to YouTube. If your thumbnail is fine, there are chances that people will click on your video or your music video or your movie or whatnot or anything you post. Your content, pardon me, your content. Yes. So if your thumbnail is fine, there are chances that people will click on it, right? So thumbnail actually helps drive traffic to your video. So YouTube thumbnail, you have pre-made thumbnails here. That means different thumbnails people have done, right? So if you want to create a YouTube thumbnail in Canva, you go to templates here. When you go to templates, you click on it, you find YouTube thumbnail. When you click on YouTube thumbnail, you have different thumbnails here. So when you click on one of these thumbnail, it opens it as design. But we don't want to click on it now. We just want to explore the types of templates there are in Canva first. So we've gone back, click on template again. If you want to make a presentation, just like the one we did, on the graphic design class or the graphic design revision, excuse me. So you can click on presentation. You want to create a slide for your presentation. So you see there are different. So this at this point now, what template does is you don't have to worry about the size. You don't necessarily even have to know the size, but it is important you know the size, right? You just have to know, okay, what am I designing? A client comes, so I want to design I want you to help me design a presentation, a pitch deck, a proposal. I want to make a proposal and I want you to help me design. All right. So maybe you forgot to ask the client the size, which at times might not be appropriate because the everyone knows that if you want to make a presentation, PowerPoint slide or Google slide or the likes of them, right? So it is considered that you would know the slide, you as a designer now. So if you have a job like that and you want to use Canva to design it, you just come to Canva. You look for your templates, click on presentation. So you see pre-made presentations here. That means what people have done, the work they've done, which is editable. Right. Okay, maybe we should click on one. So let's say we click on this slide. Okay, so very good. So we clicked on this template. Let's say we have a business project, a business proposal we want to make. So when we click on this template now, yeah, click on this template. This is the introductory part. You see, you can customize this template 100% fully customizable, edit and download on the go, share and publish anywhere, right? You click on this template, this is the first page. You slide through to check if this is what you can use. All right. You confirm that, okay, oh, yeah, this meets my need. Then you click on customize this template. Oh, okay. So you click on customize this template. Okay, so this ones are just cues. That means clues. They like tour of the tab. It shows you where to go, what everything does. So share your design to edit live with other people. So if you want people with access to edit it, that means just like we're on this call now, if I want everyone to be able to get on this design to share, I'll be able to share it with the team. We're a team, all of us were a team. And I don't want to be the only person working on it because we're a team. So I'll edit it and share with everyone. So that means everyone that has the link will be able to work on it. Right? So got it. This is what that one does. Okay. So yeah. On the left now, we have different panels on the left. This one, design. This one, elements. Remember elements we spoke of? Those are the things you use in the design, the elements, the ingredients you cook up your design with, right? Elements. So your elements now can be shape, like we mentioned. So we have shape, we have a square, a perfect square. We have a round edge square. We have line. Oh, okay. I didn't mean to place the line. Just trying to click on it. So we have lines. That is an element. You see all the shapes. Click all to see. Then you move down. We have graphics. Different items for graphics. That means different things you can use on the design. That means anything you can use on the design. Remember that zigzag we talked about? This is a zigzag, but guess what? It was repeated. This is a diagonal line, but guess what? It was also repeated. So you see that you can even have elements that actually use the principle of design to their advantage. So you have one element which is a zigzag, then it was repeated again for emphasis, for aesthetics, and anything you want it to do in the design. So if you want to use this one, you click on it, you look around, you click on it. Then if you want to use this one, you see it has this pro watermark on it, right? So that means to be able to use this one, you have to pay. You have to pay before you can use this one. So that is why it has this pro watermark on it. So elements, arrow, you click on arrow, graphics, can be doodles, all these things you want to use to design. Can be photos. You see, all these ones, pro, 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 pro. There is no free in Freetown. Even though Canva is free, the free is less. So you want to use all these beautiful photos and rest, you have to pay. You want to use video, video is an element too, you have to pay. Just anything you can use in your design is an element, you have to pay. Okay, oh, these shapes, you will, this is free. This is free. This arrows and well, this is free. All right. So that is that about shape. Text, right? So text, just like everyone knows. So you have a text here. You have you can add text box. When you add text, when you click on this add text box, it automatically updates here. Let's say we are saying um we want to okay, wait, let me start from the beginning. I'll delete this one. This one. This is Canva intro. Canva intro class. So we've typed this now. We've typed Canva intro class, but we cannot see the Canva intro class because the contrast between the blue background and the text of the Canva is not sharp, right? So in that case now, what do? We change the color of this Canva to give it a lighter color. The one of the tips in design is if you have a dark background, make sure that your text is light. If you have a light background, if you have a dark text, make sure your background is light to create contrast in it. All right. So we click on text color because we want to change the color. You click on this A. It's similar to Microsoft Word. You see the A here and has the color bar under it. So originally, our color is set on black. 0000 is the hex code, but you can leave that out for now. So let's say we need a color um, that has good contrast with the background. So we choose this one. Oh, okay. So we choose this one and it's not showing. FFFF. Okay. We go back. No. We change the color. All right. We change it to this one and it automatically updates. All right. So we have Canva intro class. Great. Then we want to delete this one. Anything you want to delete, you click on it. When you click on it, you have this dialog, this pop up. So when you see it, you click on delete. Do you want to duplicate it? You click on this one to duplicate. Then you want more options to it. So when you click on that more option, you see other options like copy, copy style, paste, duplicate, which is also on the outside, delete, also on the outside, layer, and every other thing in there. So, but then we want to delete it, so we just delete it. So that one has gone. We click on business, we delete it. Then we say Canva intro class. This is our Canva intro class. We don't want it on that side. So we've done it here. We've edited it, but the text itself is aligned to the center. We want it, you see, alignment up here. So we'll click on align. When you click on alignment, you see that it automatically change. So when you are working with alignment, just try as much as possible to remember Microsoft Word. Transfer the knowledge from Microsoft to this place. All right. So that is how you can work with Canva. So if you want to reduce the size, if you want to reduce the size of this manually, you can just come to the edge of the bounding box. That means the bounding box is a box that is holding the element you are on. So when you see purple around your element, that means the element is currently active. So you drag it down. You see how it's poised the arrangement, right? So you can Control Z. You can click Control Z just like Microsoft Word or any other software you use. You can click Ctrl Z or you can go to the undo button up here. So whichever one is easy or fast for you. If you want to use the size, decrease the size. If you hover on any element or any part of this website, it has a label. It shows you what everything does. So if you click on this one, it shows decrease size. You click on this one, increase size, right? Click on this one. It shows that you want to make text bold. We hover on this one, italics. You get so it's intuitive to use. That means it has the function is always stated with everything on the website. So if you don't know where to go and you have something to do and you don't know where to go, just you can just try hovering over each element and seeing, okay, what does this one do? What does that one do? It will give you an insight into what to do. So we want to reduce the size. We can just come in here, copy everything, and change the size to, let's say, oh, 100. Change the size to 100, or you can just reduce it from here. You see, we're clicking down and the size is reducing, right? So we can do that as well. But then apparently it looks like it only reduced the class, not the Canva intro. So instead of doing Control Z, we can just go back, 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 back till we land on where we want to be. Okay, so we arrange it. Okay, we like it. Then this element presented by, you want to edit this text, you double click on it, then you see the live cursor on it, edit, backspace, 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 presented by let's say Nerds Factory, right? Okay, Nerds Factory 2020. Good. All right. So presented by Nerds Factory 2023. So that is okay. We want to edit this one. Studio Showed we know it is. We double click. Nerds Factory. Right. So we like this. All right. So if at any point in time we feel like, okay, we don't like this background, don't like this background at all, we want to change it. So you click on the background itself. You see, you hover on this one. It shows you the background color. You want to change it. So let's say you want to change it to something like this. So when you change it to something like this, the contrast between the color background now and this text is not so great because the background is light, this text is light. Though you can see the text, but it is not so great. But then even the next factory we wrote up here and down here, and the name we wrote down here, they've all vanished because they are the same color with it. So we have to use a darker background. So remember monochromatic shade color scheme. That means one color but different shades of it. So you see, the document color actually means all the colors in this document. So, and speaking about monochromatic shape, we have this deep blue, then this blue, then this type of blue, all used in one design. That is monochromatic color in action or monochromatic scheme in action. Then down here, you can see something like photo colors. Aside from this background itself, you see this photo on here. This photo here, all the colors in it, all the colors all the colors present in this colors present in this photo, you see them on this left side of the panel. So any photo you bring in, say you want to sample, okay, let's say we want to change the color of this background to one of those colors here. So we can do it like this. Can decide to add a new color. Remind you, we are clicked on the background. Remember, any item or any element that has this purple line around it is the one active. For instance, if you click on Canva, the purple one is active. And then for every element you click on, every element has its own edit mode. So for text, you can either change the size, you can either change the text size, the body, or title of the text, or maybe choose another font entirely, right? Then if you click on things like background, you see things like color to change from. So let's say we want to sample one color from, we want to change the color of this background to one color of this image. So we can decide to add new color. So if we decide to add new color now, we want to sample one color from this background, but we do not know the color. We just want to sample. So this is a color picker tool. This thing that looks like eyedropper tool. We call it eyedropper tool for the show. So you click on this item. When you click on it, this one helps you to sample a color directly from where you want to sample it from. So when you click on this, any color you want to sample, you hover over it. Let's say you want to sample this green on this guy's chair. You just go, you see, you click on this, right? It has changed. You see the color of the background. So that is one method to choose color or to sample color from an image. Let's say you have image of your dress, or you took a picture now. You like the color so much and you want to use it in your design. So one way to do it is to bring it to Canva, use this color picker to sample it. Or if you don't want to do it like that, immediately you bring the image into Canva. Canva automatically help you sample all the colors in it and bring them here. So this, so let's say for instance now you want to change it to this gray because there's the gray present here. Remember that this one is still selected. You click on here and color has changed. So let's go back to the original color, this blue one. All right, so that is down now. That the okay, let me try and change the font. Okay, so you have different styles of fonts. You have heading. You know, heading is always big. So Canva has a style. It is a pre-recorded style for the heading. That means you don't have to be increasing the size manually yourself. The moment you click on heading, you are telling Canva that Canva should make this thing bold and big. That is what heading is. Then subheading. Subheading is usually smaller than the heading. That's what subheading is. Then body of the text is small. Heading big, very big. Subheading big, but not as big as the heading. Then body of the text is small. Do you understand? So that is that. Then let's click on font combination. Let's see what it does. Okay. Talk to us, contact, bar. No. This one's are pro. These are effects. Let's see the one that is free. Let me see. Oh, didn't click that one. Okay, let's see this one. So if you see, oh, I clicked it twice. Clicked it twice. Let's delete this one. I click more than once. All right, so you have a design. Okay, this text effect you want to use on your design. So when you click on this text effect, it automatically opens here. So when it opens here, you can edit it by double clicking on text effect. Double click on it, backspace to erase it. Then you write your own. Say Canva class, right? Align it to the left. You drag it here, but then it's too big. Don't like that. You can resize it here from the edge. You drag from the edge, you drag it down to resize it. So you've used this effect for this. But then the color is not so great, so might not use it at the end of the day. So let's just go back to our white. Color does not match the design itself. So we're doing Ctrl Z, going back to our white. I don't want this one. So okay, if there's okay, let me check if there's any question before we go. Please can you recap from clicking on business presentation? Okay, okay. Recap from clicking on business presentation. Okay, so let's go home. Let's go home on Canva. Let's go on Canva. All right, so this is a fresh page. Let me click on projects. I'll delete that one I'm working on. All right, so this one I was working on. Let me just delete it. Move to trash. Move to trash. All right, okay. So let's go home. I've come back home, right? We're on the home page. We're on the home page. How did I get the effect? Okay, I'll cover it. I'll cover it. So we are on the home page. Come in. All right, so this is the homepage of Canva. Yeah. When you click canva.com, this is where it brings you. This is where it brings you. It brings you to this place. So on this place, you have different things happening on this place. You have to just look carefully, familiarize yourself with it. Then, before coming here, excuse me, before you come to Canva, you already have a design in mind. That means you already have what you want to design, right? And for every design you want to do, everything has a size. Everything has a size. Okay. So where Canva comes in handy is because everything has a size, every design out there has a size. And sometimes you do not even know the sizes, right? So you just come to Canva. You know what you want to design. You come to Canva. You look for templates. When you click on templates, it shows you this. You see templates for if do you want to design for Halloween? If you click on Halloween, it will show you the template. That means the size and already made designs that people have done. You can just go in and edit it. If you want to design for fall, blue, food, birthday, pink, so on and so forth. If you want to design for any of those things. So let's say you want to design for social media. Almost everybody's on Instagram. So if you want to design something for social media now, that means your Instagram post, square, Facebook post, landscape, Instagram stories. You see, your stories, WhatsApp status. You want to design for your WhatsApp status. There's a template for it. You want to design your Facebook covers. There's a template for it. That means template. That means things people have already done. They've done the design. So they just upload it to Pinterest. So when others come, they will just click on the template, then you edit it, put your own information, and even change the color to match your brand. If you want to do design for Instagram Reels, it's here. If you want to design for TikTok, it's here also. If you want to design YouTube thumbnail, all you have to do is just you have what you want to design. That is why you came to Canva. The moment you come to Canva, you select templates. When you select templates, you will see different templates out, then you can click on them. All right. So let's go back to the presentation we're on. So let's say let's say okay, before we wanted to design something for our graphic design class. So we don't know the size. That is why we're in Canva. So we just came here and our presentation is not on mobile. We're designing it on we're using it on PowerPoint and PC. So when you click on presentation, you see different presentation people have done. See, you see different presentation people have done, right? Pitch deck, company profile, project management, business presentation, business proposal, thesis defense. You see different things people have done, right? So anyone that you feel like okay, you like, you like the style they use and you want to use it for your own too. So we keep looking. Keep looking. So you have to just browse through to check, because you sometimes you might just come up here. Maybe if you just enter presentation, you see one that is fine. You click it. But then when you go down, you see one that is finer than that one. You like it. You see this one that is finer. So you have to take your time. You go through everything first. Okay, which one matches the style of what you have in mind? You keep going to check. When you eventually find one, when you find the one presentation to be specific, when you find the presentation you want, you click on it. So which one did we use the other time? Now I'm looking for it now. Where is this? What was it? Was it business proposal? It's not this one.
The name is that
Okay.
So it's business
now.
presentation that we use.
Well, business presentation, right? Okay, okay.
Yeah, business project rather. Sorry, business project.
Okay, okay. So now I cannot find it here. Now that means we'll have to use another one, which is free. You
Okay,
remember
this is it over here. I've seen it
where?
Just
on the
for
right
that
hand
group,
corner. The one that has business proposal.
This
Very
one.
close to the yes, that was the one we're using.
So you see, this one is pro. So it is not possible that we use this one. This one is pro. The one we used back then was
just
free.
search for the name. It is dark blue professional.
Oh yeah, yeah,
business.
that, right. I remember. Okay, so let me just go down. If we do not see it, we'll just use something else. Okay, this is it here. This is it here, right? This is it here.
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so at this point in time now, we have discovered. Remember that we have business proposal I want to do. We have discovered something that looks like what we want to do. Yeah. So and it has 11. It has 14 slides in it. We'll just click on it. This is what we want, or we'll see what we want now. So when you click on it, it shows you this intro before you actually start editing. You just to be sure now this is what you need. So you have to just go through. You might just go through in a rush. I mean, no, you can take your time or go through in a rush, but then you have to make sure it matches what you want. Okay, you feel like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. This is what I want. So customize this template. This is a call to action. It's telling you to customize the template. So if you want to customize it, you click on this one. It will direct you to another tab or Windows tab. Yes. All right. Can we see this tab? All right. So it will direct you to this. Okay. Very
Yes.
good. Thank you. So when it directs you to this tab, the first one you see is the first page. Remember, we said this presentation has 14, right? So on the left, you see the remaining 14, 13 pages. You see them here. You see the first one, second one, third. So you see them on the left. So you see them on the left. Then under, you see more like this.
Please, sir, can you go back again? Please, sir.
So where?
Please, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. So I don't know where you want me to go back to, but let me cancel this one.
Like how you
Uh,
you come here. Like
don't worry. Okay. No worries. I'll go back here. No worries. All right. Okay. So this is a tab for present. Okay, this last time, I will take it again from the home page. Then anything from here will just continue, will not go back. All right. So we'll go back to the home page. So once again, when you click canva.com, it brings you here. This is what you see first. So before you come to Canva, you already have a design project in mind. That means you already have the design you want to do. And every design has a size. Your WhatsApp status, the size of your WhatsApp status is different from your Instagram post. Yeah. Your flyer is different from your business card. By mere looking at it, you know everything has different sizes, right? So you want to design a presentation. You have a presentation to make, and you want to design one, and you want to use Canva to that effect. What you do is you come to canva.com. When you click on canva.com, you come down to templates, right? You come down to templates, or see, there's also presentation directly here. But to be sure, that means you have different methods of doing it. But you can come down to templates. When you come down to templates, remember the goal for coming to Canva is to create the presentation. When you come down to templates, you see different templates that are there in Canva. But luckily for you, it's presentation you want to do, and presentation happens to be the first one. You click on presentation. When you click on presentation, 16 by 9 is the ratio. Just click on 16 by 9. Don't worry about ratio right now. Honestly, don't worry about it. Let's just continue. So you click on that one. So when you click on the first template you see different templates that people have worked on. That means different projects. Yes, let me use that. Different project, different presentation people have done. So people did this presentation, then they uploaded them on Canva. So others like us too, in case we need them, we can just easily click on them, edit them, make minor changes or major changes, as the case may be, and tweak them to our likings. All right. So if we tweak them to our likings now, no, without before tweaking them to our likings, we click here, we see different presentations. We will have to browse through. That means we'll look for the one that catches our fancy and maybe matches the purpose of the presentation or what we're trying to do. So now we're looking for one to create on business project. We have seen different business projects, but we just want to stick to that one we've been using, so would not um, confuse us a little. So we just go back to the one we're using. So let's say we've seen all these ones and we feel like, nah, we don't like them. We're like, oh, yeah, this is the one. This is the Holy Grail. You get, this is the one we like. So we click on it, right? So when you click on it, it will show you this first dialogue. This first dialogue is just like a pop-up. It will show you this one. It will show you all the slides. You see them under. You can click on them, or you can use this arrow to preview them and see. This is what I want. If you check that, oh, okay, is this, oh, okay. So if you are satisfied that this will serve your purpose of coming to Canva, of creating a presentation, and again, this is the size here, 1920 by 1080 pixels. You don't have to worry about this size most times, because if you come to Canva, you will see it. But then it is good. It is advisable that you know the size. There are some sizes I do not know myself. So whenever I want to design, first thing I have to just do is I'll just Google search what is the size of, okay, like that banner, the banner we saw yesterday at the Nest Factory, the premises, all those store banners there. I don't know their sizes. Sometimes I don't even remember what they are called. You understand? So if I want to design, I have to just go on Google and be like, okay, what is the size of roll-up banner? If roll-up banner is the correct name, I'll see the sizes, I'll see pictures. Then if I don't know, if I don't find anything, I might just come to Canva and maybe search for roll-up banner, or even look through templates. You get? So when I see the size now, I can choose to edit it, make my design on Canva, or just copy the size and just run and go off to where I want to design it. You get? So there are different tools online that you can use to your advantage. So at this point in time, we have seen what we want. It is this one that we want. We'll just click customize this template. At this point in time, I'm repeating for emphasis. You see, we are repeating for emphasis. Then you can also use repetition in design too for emphasis. You understand? You see how repetition works? So yes, there's similarity between things than we know or that we recognize. So we click customize this template. So when you click on customize this template, it will take you to, it will create another. Don't worry, it's still on your lap, it's still on your PC. I don't know how it will be on the phone, but on the laptop, it will just take you to another place. But then it will take you to a place where you'll be able to edit this document. All right. So it take you to a place where you'll be able to edit this document. So when you come to this place, just take some moment to just look through what you are seeing before you jump in and start editing. Sometimes if I just go in, I'll just start editing, then I realize that okay, wait, I don't even know what this one does. Yeah. But then Canva, being Canva and trying as much as possible to be user friendly, that means it is trying to give more, it gives cues on what to do or what not to do. If you hover over some elements, it will show you what they do and what not. This one is not showing you what this one does because it's already showing you it's animate. I mean, the words are there, but mostly icons. If you hover over this one, it's showing you position because position is position. I mean, there's nothing else Canva can do for us at this point. Yeah, exactly. So this is an icon now. Sometimes icons are small images. Icons are small images that are used to represent an idea or a function. Yeah. On your phone, there is a home button. You see that home button is an icon. There is the back. To go back is an icon. In some phones, you can swipe with gestures to go back, but in some phones, you have to press maybe the arrow that points back or X button. Or if you are browsing or on YouTube, you are watching video, then there is an ad that pops up. You can click on X to cancel. That X is an icon and it has a function. You understand? So in Canva too, you have these icons here. And some of these icons, sometimes they are labeled. Sometimes you see the icon on top, then you see their function under what they do. For instance, design. You see this design here. This icon now represents design. It is labeled. This icon now is showing you that if you click on this icon, what you will get here is elements of design. Remember elements of design. If you click on this icon, this one is showing you get text. By text, that means you'll be able to write. That is what text is. This icon is showing you brand. This icon, you see, it has a cloud. If you look at it very well, it has a cloud and an arrow pointing up. So that means you want to upload. I'm sure we've seen this in our respective devices and whatnot. Then you have the draw icon. If you want to draw, you want to do freehand sketching on your Canva project, you can draw. Then if you click project, this will show you the project you are working on or the project you've worked on or saved. This is just like a file. I mean, you can see it as a file. So this is a file or a folder that holds the work you've done or the work you are currently doing. All right. So we have this slide, this first slide, the introductory slide, and we want to edit this slide. We want to put in our own title in it. This is business project. Let's say we want to do a project on fish farming. We can double click it to put in our own fish farming and double click it to do that. Then in other thing, we can just delete it entirely. You can just delete this one entirely. You click on it, you press backspace, or how to delete, you click on the element, you press backspace on your computer to delete it, or you click on it, you see delete icon up here. You see this delete icon was originally is not labeled, so some people might not know what it does, especially this one that has this plus this thing. You don't even know what this one is, but if you hover on it, it shows you that, oh yeah, this is a duplicate icon. So if I click on this, it will duplicate this thing. Let's try it. I click on this, you see it has duplicated this one. You see we have two businesses right now, yeah. So we just delete it. So you click on it, you click on delete this thing, then the trash can takes it and it's gone. So we delete this one too. Let's say we delete this one too. We don't want this one. So let's click on text because we want to add new text. So here now, we want to add the title of what we are doing. All right. So somebody give us an idea of a presentation to create on. An idea of a presentation to create on, let's say, and the business name, just one, and what the business does. So we know we have a goal in sight.
Okay, maybe a fabric business.
A what?
Fabric business, for example.
Fabric. Okay, very good. Fabric business. All right. The business name.
Ade, Fabrics by Ade.
Are you Ade by any chance?
Yes, sir.
So you want us to create presentation?
I know. I have to say the example.
Okay, no, it's fair. That's fair. It's fair.
Okay.
All right. So are we okay with Fabric by Ade, or does somebody have anything else?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Let me say
Well,
mental
okay,
health.
okay.
Okay.
We're okay
You
with
say
that.
okay. Well, okay. All right. No problem. No problem. Okay, so let's go back to it then. All right. So we want to create a presentation for Fabric by Ade. All right. So what is the presentation for Fabric? I want to add the title. So we'd click add a text box. This one on top, this purple one. Add a text box. We click on it. So the moment you click on add a text box, you see, okay, wait, let me go back. All right. So try as much as possible. Keep your eye on this box, then keep the other eye here. So you see what happens when we click on add the text box. All right. So 1, 2, go. When I click on it, add the text box, you see it adds a text box here. You get so, but it reads. This is a default text. Your paragraph text is in italics. So what we'll do is we click on it to edit. Just so we say we'll write Fabric by Ade. Nice. All right. So we have Fabric by Ade. Then Fabric by Ade is actually the Fabric by Ade is the header. Is the main thing we want to present, right? We have a presentation. It's Fabric by Ade is the main thing we want to present. So, and the text right here is small. We cannot see it. Even your investors. If your investor is investor Sabinus, I don't know, but your investors cannot see it. All right. So, and it is in italic. So the first thing you have to do is when you select this one, you look up here, any effects that you have on this text, any effect or style you have on this text style, excuse me, text style, you see it here. So you see, we clicked on Fabric by Ade, right? You look up here, you see that it is italicized. So you just click on it to undo. Remember Microsoft Word, right? Good. So we click on it, but then the size is still small. We don't want it to be small. This is our main text. This is what we want our viewers to see first. That, okay, so if your investor, Oga Sabinus, asks you, Oga, what are you trying to present to me? You understand? You just say, oh, yeah, it's Fabric by Ade. All right. It is direct and straightforward. So the first thing you just do, you see heading. So explaining again, what heading is heading is the most prominent text. That means the most prominent writing on your presentation or on your design. Remember heading from our presentation where we had all those big chunks of text that you will see first on our presentations. That is your heading. So on Canva, instead of you to be manually changing it, size, be putting the size by yourself and the rest, you don't know which size it is. On Canva, you just come and click on add the heading. Oh, okay. So now you see that I have made error in the first place because I was even supposed to click on add a heading first, right? But then in this case that we've created Fabric by Ade, that means we'll have to go through the stress of making sure this thing is big. So in that case, we'll have to increase the font size. You can copy everything and yes, you can copy everything and say, let's say we want 50 or 50 is not big enough. We want 100. Okay, 100 is big. All right. So you see, this one we'll have to go through the stress of having to do the effect manually and doing another one. You get. But then if we just delete this one and we go straight to add a heading. Remember, this first step, we're trying to add the heading Fabric by Ade. So our investor will see what we are trying to present at the first glance. So we'll go again. Fabric by Ade. Nice. All right. So we have Fabric by Ade, right? So because we chose add a heading first, we don't even have to go in and start editing and increasing the size. This size is a heading, is okay. But if you feel like this is not big enough, you can click the plus sign to add it. All right. And because it is bold, you will see it here that it is automatically bold. Okay. So when looking at the color is the contrast between Fabric by Ade and the background is nice, is okay. Yeah, you can read the text, but then you can feel like, okay, now you want it to be very visible. You don't want anything like Ogawiti right here. No, you don't want it. Well, you click on the text again. You come up here, just like Microsoft Word. So when you hover over the icon here, it shows you what the icon does. You see it is text color. So when you click on text color, you see color document here. Color document, what color document actually means is all the colors you have in this place, the background mainly, that is the color document. All the colors you have here, that is the color document. Then you see photo colors. That means any photo you have in the document at the moment, it will actually outline the colors here too. So Canva helps you it automatically helps you separate the colors and just put them on a separate layers. It labels them. So you know document colors, oh yeah, this one on this place. Then you know the image you have here, be like, oh yeah, this is this one on this place. You understand? All right, so then we want to change Fabric by Ade, and any element that is selected will have this purple line around it. I'll repeat it. Any elements that you select that is currently active, you have a purple line around it. Right now, right now nothing is selected. That is why nothing is active, right? So the moment we click on this logo, you see it. It has bounding box. It has these 4 nodes or circles around it because it's active. If you click on the background, you see the purple line around it because that is why it's active. You click on this image, you see this is active. You get, so this is how you make your selection. If you want to make an edit to something, you have to make sure you are selecting what you want to edit, not that you go here, you start clicking on. If you start clicking on this one, it will assume you want to add new text. You get, so you want to change the color of Fabric by Ade. We click on Fabric by Ade. We come to text color. I'll click on text color. We change the color to this one, this white. We click back on this empty place. We've changed the color to Ade. Is that understood? Or it's break time? Is it 11? Oh my God, it's break time. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. All right, this is break time. We'll continue from here. So we'll meet by 12. Meet by 12.
All right, sir.
I'm so sorry that I took this one. I didn't check the time.
Sir. All right, sir.
All right, thank you, Mohammed. Yeah, thank you. I tried to know
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I have
Yes,
a question.
You have a
Thank
question?
you, sir.
Just note your question. We'll meet by 12.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you.
Go and do some
All right, so you guys can go for your break. Be back by 12. Before 12, I mean. Like I said before, 11:45. Ensure to be in class already. All right. Thank you. See you guys
All right, see you by 12. Yeah.
Solomon, are you on the call?
Mr. Nurdin, you too, welcome back. Miss or Mrs. Itunu, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are 48 in it. So I guess in order not to have to repeat what we said, because some people have not joined still, suppose. So we'll give them grace of 3 minutes, I think. Who's eating? Who's still eating? Should finish eating or cover the food. You eat later. Close your water bottle also. Okay, so we'll give the grace of 3 minutes for others to join, then we'll continue from there. Right. What? Oh, okay. Might be their network. Yeah, it's understandable. All right. So before we left, we were working on creating a presentation for this brand called Fabrics by Ade. All right. So we have succeeded in creating the heading, that means the title of the entire presentation itself, Fabric by Ade. We went through the process of creating it because it is a header, we clicked on add heading. So that is why it gives us a default text which is big and bold, right? So if we want to add a subheading, let's say we have Fabric by Ade, then what subheading might we add to it? So let's say we want to add, Fabric by Ade the title of the presentation. Then subheading is just a little bit of detail to it. So let's say Fabric by Ade, we want to put a subheading to it. We'll just click on add subheading. It automatically creates it down here. Just drag it here. Say Fabric by Ade, let's say the what now, the tailor, the good tailor or something like that. Tailor that never disappoints. It's okay. Or does anybody have any idea for the subheading? Any idea for the subheading, or is this okay? Oh, okay. Modesty in every piece. Love it. Good. So let me modesty in every piece. Okay. So sorry, I went to Control A. So let's see in every piece. Nice. Like this one. So yeah. So we have Fabric by Ade, right? We want to give a presentation on Fabric by Ade, which is the name of the brand. Then the subheading is modesty in every piece. You get. So this is like a slang, a slogan or a tagline. You know what slogan is? A tagline, or something that says that gives information, just like a little description of your business, like what your business has. Like in Lagos, we have um, Lagos, Eko Nibaje, or City of Excellence, or famous business brands. Okay, I don't say McDonald's, loving it because trying to remember which businesses and their slogans now. Nike, just do it, right? So typical example of slogan, Nike, just do it. So yeah, that. Let's not go far into it. So we have Fabrics by Ade, modesty in every piece. Cool. All right. So the next step is, who is giving us
Hello, is it from my end? I can't hear anything.
Same here
It's
too.
not
I
from
can't
your
hear
end.
Yeah,
anything.
I think it's his network.
Okay.
Yeah,
Same here too. I can't hear anything.
All right. Okay. I guess it's the network. But you guys should just be aware now. I just dropped the attendance. Quickly fill the attendance. Thank you. I'll try to get back to him now to see what's going on.
All right.
It should be his network. Should be his network.
Yes, so yeah, like I said, I just dropped the attendance. Please check the chat and copy the link there.
Okay. I am so sorry, it was a network. I just suddenly got disconnected. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I just suddenly got disconnected, so I had to change this thing real quick. I'm so sorry. All right. So let me share the screen again, then we'll go over what we're doing. Okay, so we're at the screen now, yeah. So where we stopped was we said we added fabric by Ade, which is the main heading. Then the next one, modesty in every piece. The sizes of these two differ. So the first one, fabric by Ade, is prominent. This is where we want the investor to see first. Then, I mean, even if you are looking at the first place your eye goes to, when you see big text on the screen, the first place your eye goes to is the big text. Then the one that is big relatively to that one, you go there. The smaller text are the ones that your eye go to last. That is hierarchy in action. You place the most important element, you make it big first before the minor ones, right? They are not really so minor, but at least because you have a hierarchy and everything. All right, so we've written fabric by the modesty in every piece. Then now we want to add who would make the presentation. So by adding that on now, it is important, but not really very, very important like that. So we'll not use subheading or heading. We'll just use add a little bit of body text. You click on it, it gives you a little bit of body text. So small, you drag it, you drop it here, right? You double click inside to edit. So presented by, let's say, Ade. Okay, let's say presented by Ade, like that. So presented by Ade. So you can see the hierarchy between, right? Big, not so big, then small. You understand? So by the hierarchy, you would know, shows the importance of each element on the screen. So we've written presented by Ade, but then we want to change the color of presented by Ade. We don't want everything to be all white, but then we still want a color that will still show on this blue background. So you select Ade. If you click on any element, if you see this purple line around it, that means the element is active. So when you click on it, you come to text color. I mean, when you hover over it, you see the description of it. So you click on it. So when you click on it, you have bunch of color palettes here. Color palettes, I mean colors to select from. So let's see the one you might work with. Let's say this one, no, this one. It kind of looks like white. This one. Let's say this one. Oh, okay, all right. So presented by Ade is fine. It's the same color as this one. You get. So let's change this one too. So this one is already placed here. Let's just say we change it to Ade. Okay, no, let's see. Yes. Name of the brand is Fabrics. Right. All right. So that's the name of the brand, Fabrics by Ade. Okay. So now that we've finished placing the text, now we want to change the image. The course is active, right? So we have this image already in it, but it is in this border. You see this border. You click on
We
this
can't
three
see your
dots.
screen. We can't see your screen.
Oh, okay. So thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, you can see it now, can you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you for calling my attention to it. Appreciate it. All right. So like I was saying now, we'll finish. Where did we stop? Where did you see last?
Add text when you put presented by Ade.
Presented by
Oh,
Ade.
okay, very good.
Yes.
All right. So the next step is, I was saying, now we have this image on the right, has three people in an office setting, which does not match with Ade's brand, right? So present Fabrics by Ade in itself is telling you what the brand does. You know the function of the brand. So the image, this is where imagery comes in play. The image has to match the brand that you're using. You cannot have Fabrics by Ade, then have this people here, or you cannot have Fabrics by Ade, then you have I don't know, but it might be possible because you're talking about Fabrics by Ade. I mean, the fabrics they are wearing might be okay. What Fabrics by Ade is doing is providing clothes for workers. You get like just like they are wearing like suit and the rest. You know, it is possible, right? If that is the direction where you are going, then a likable image you might use is image of just the image of the item of the suit itself, or maybe a model wearing it. You get. But in this case, we want to change this image. So if you actually hover around an item, you have this purple rectangle around it. Then when you click on it, when you click on the item, that's when you have this white circle. You get. So when you click on it is when you have this white circle. But when you hover around it, you see the purple. I mean, hover, that means when you place your mouse around it, your cursor on it, you see this thing. But by clicking on it, you have this white this thing around it. That's where you know it is fully active. So now we want to change this image. Yeah. So we want to change this image. We click on this one here. We click on this one here. We click on these three options, which is more, ellipses. We click on it, more, right? So when we
Excuse me,
click on it
sorry, we can't see your screen, sir.
again, it says I'm sharing the screen. Okay, let me stop. How about now?
It's showing now.
It's saying something like, okay, okay. So we're saying something like for this situation now, we want to change the image here, right? And because this is already a template that we are trying to tweak. So it has these details here, but then we want to change the image in it, but the image is confined to a shape. So how we do this is we click on the shape, that means on the image, then we click on these three ellipses, which is more, right? When we click on this one, you see this drop down menu, these options here. So when you see this option, you scroll down, trying to look for where this image, come in, more, nope, not align. I swear it's just align text, not text. Oh, okay. I think I double clicked on it. All right, let me go back. Let me go back. So again, I'm so sorry. Okay. So I was saying we want to change the image here, then we want to change even the bounding box entirely, the container entirely. So just like we said on deleting, we can click on it, press backspace to remove the image, click on this bounding box itself to just move the image. So we have an empty space here that we want to put our image on, right? So we just go on Elements. Remember elements
Please,
in
oh, sorry,
design. You just
sorry to take you back. Please, can you say that again? I didn't really get it well. Thank you.
okay. No problem, no problem. So let me control Z, right? Okay. So you know, originally this
Mr. Mohammed, we can't hear you.
on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Apologies. I actually muted everyone, but immediately I allowed you to be able to unmute. Yeah, so you
Okay.
can. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay. So like I was saying, we want to change this image because we are working on fabrics by a day, and this image right here is not given. This image is not given. This is not the type of image you want to use to represent or portray the function of the brand. So, and remember that this is a template that somebody has created, somebody has worked on, somebody else's project. We just only want to tweak it to just put our own details on it and present it here. So we want to delete this image. In fact, we want to delete the whole thing. We don't like the shape. We want to use something else. So we just click on it, click backspace to delete. So if you click backspace to delete, it deletes only the image first. But when you are still selected on it, you can still click backspace to delete this one. But if you feel like you like this shape and this is what you want to use, you can go ahead to use it. But I want to show you where you can get shapes like this and this one in particular. So you delete this one now. So you go to elements. Element is selected. On this top bar, you search for shape. So there are different shapes here. There are different shapes here. And remember, the ones that have crown on them are pro. That means you have to pay for them to use. All right. So we have rounded edge rectangle. We have this one. We have this perfect square. We have a circle. Then we have this one, all types of shape here. We have different types of, there are plenty of them. You can see all, right. So you can see all the shapes here, different types of shape that you might want to use. So let's say, for instance, now we feel like we would use, I don't know, this one cool. Let's say this one. All right. So let's say we'll use this one, scale it up, scale it up. Wait. Okay. Excuse me, it was not shape. So sorry. Let me take it back. Not shape. Frames. Sorry for the misunderstanding there. It's frames you would use to, okay, you use, if you want to place an image, you use frame, because when you place the frame in it, let me demonstrate. Now let's say we want to place image in this one. We have image, we want to use the image here. So you place this one here, right? After you finish placing this one here, this is the shape you want to use. Then you come to upload. You click on upload. When you click on upload, it shows you this one. You want to record yourself or you want to upload the file. So you click on upload file. Then you locate it on where you have it. So I have my own on download. So I'll use this one I just downloaded. Has image of this one. So this is the image I just imported it over. I've already imported it before, but it's all right. So the image you're importing would have to load. It will have to load to the distance to save it for you. So yeah, we've loaded the image, right? So after you finish loading the image, it is complete. You click on it. So when you click on the image, it automatically appears here. So immediately image appears here, you drag it over that frame you want to put it inside. I'll delete it. So I'll go over this one again. So we have an empty space here, which we want to put an image to show fabric by a day. So the first thing we'll do is go to elements. When we go to elements, we would look for frames. Make sure it is framed. you are looking for. You look for frame. So when you look for frame, you have different frames. You have this circle, this rounded edge rectangle. You have this square. Then you have the circle with an outline. That means a border. Then you have different types of frames. You have different. This was the one that I used originally on that one before, if you remember. It was this one that I used. So we have different types of frames here that we might clip our image in. So we're looking for a good frame to use now. How about this one right here? So when you click on the one you want to bring it here, then you just drag it to the corner. You align it to the corner you want to put it. So this is small. You want to increase its size. You go. That is what this edge is for. So when you put your cursor on this place, you see that it changes your arrow that has double edge. You drag it. That means you're increasing it. If you're okay with the size, nice. But if you aren't, you have to increase it. All right. So when this is done, you're okay with the size of this frame, you click out. That means you make sure that the frame is not selected again. Then you now it's time to place your image in. So the steps of placing images, you go to upload. Click on upload. I have already uploaded this one, but I think I have to do it again. So let me delete this one and this one. All right. Okay. So yes. So we want to upload image because we want to put the image inside this frame. So you can choose to upload your image from Facebook, your Google Drive, your Instagram, your Dropbox, your Google Photos, right? If that is where your image is located. If it is video, you click video and you select where it is from. If it is audio, you select where it is from. But if your image is on your computer directly or your phone, you click on upload files. If the image is on your computer or your phone, you click on upload files. So when you click on upload files, to take it to your computer, then you locate where the image is, where you store the image. So I have my own image on downloads. This is it up here. I'll click on it. I enabled preview to be able to see my image. Then I click on download, upload rather. So while the image is uploaded, you see this bubble going up, filling up the circle, and this one too. That means it's showing you that the image is uploading. So when the image finishes the upload, you will see it here. You see it automatically appears here. So when you see it here, you just click on it. That means select it. So when you click on it, it transfers the image to the canvas. That means the background we have or the file we're working on. So if your image is here, remember when you have these 4 white circles around an element, that means the element is selected. So you can move it, edit it, or do anything to it. So yes, when you have the element here, you now drag it over the frame you want to put it inside. Okay. Oh, okay. Right. So let me go back. Let me go back from here. You have uploaded your image. Your image is uploaded to this place. So you want to put it here. You select the image here. When you click on it, it comes here, right? So the next step now is to put this image inside this frame. You have to select the frame first. So the frame is selected. The frame is active. You can see the 4 circles on the edge. You come and drag the image inside. Oh, okay, I left here. You come and drag the image inside the frame. All right. So the image is already inside the frame, but it is not showing this one very well. You want to edit it. You want to make sure it is capturing the position you want it to capture. So you can come here, you double click inside, right? So when you double click inside, you sort of see a ghost mode on the outside. You see these other ones are a little bit transparent, but you see the one inside the frame very visible. So you drag it. See, there's even a guideline for you to able to place it to the middle. So you drag it. If you are satisfied with this, you click out. Okay. Is there any confusion about that? So I'll take it over again. Okay, I should come again about the upload. Okay. All right. So we'll go by the upload again. All right. So I suppose let's delete the image on the inside. Let's delete it here. Okay. So we have finished creating our frames. That means our bounding box, the container we want to put our image inside. We have finished creating it. That means we got it by going to elements, then looking for frames. We click on frames, then we look for one of those frames here. Then we'll put it inside, right? So after we've done this one, we'll come to uploads. So when you click on uploads, you have options to choose where you want to bring your image from. There are times where the image you want to use is saved on your Google Drive, or the image is on Facebook or Instagram or Dropbox or even your Google Photos. If your image is located in any of these places, Canva has made it easy for you to just select that location and bring your image into it directly. Okay. So what you have to do next is, because right now our image is not on any of this place, rather our image is on our laptop or your phone, you will click on upload files. That means to upload your file, you just click on upload files. You make sure you are on this place, this uploads here. You see it here, this cloud that has icon going up. This is how you upload your file. So you click on uploads. So the moment you click on uploads, you see upload file and these other options, but you just use upload file because your image is located on your phone or your PC. So when you click on upload files, it will open the place on your computer where your image. No, it will open your computer. That means your folder in your computer. It now depends on you to locate where your image is. Is your image on the home screen? You go to your home screen. Is your image on downloads? You go to downloads. All right. So, but in my own case, my image is in download. That is why download is selected. So I click on download. I see my image here. Then I click on open. Click on open. So when I click on open, my image will upload. You see it here. You see that upload thing is going. That means it is loading. The glass was empty before, nothing in it. But while loading, it is filling up the glass. That means the image is filling up the glass. You are uploading it. It's just a way of showing upload, nothing extra. You understand? So when the image finishes uploading, you will see it here. You see it here. Let me try and upload another image. So we are on upload. I go to upload. I come to this one, right? So I come here. I click on this one. You see the image is loading, right? You see it loading. You see it loading. So when it finishes the upload, you just see it appear automatically. So that means this is where you know you have uploaded your image. Is that part of uploading fine? Can we copy and paste the image there? Okay. Let's see if we can copy and paste the image. Let's go to, let me look for where to, let me share the screen. So, okay, so I'm just looking for an image. I'm trying to do what that person suggested. If we can copy an image and paste it there. So I want this image. Oh, no, but still, I want this one. Click on copy image. I come back to this one. So yeah, we are here. We are on upload. Let's see. Control V. Oh, it works. That is a trick. Thank you very much. It works. Okay, thank you very much, Samuel. You said we can also copy and also drag image. Thank you. So if you have tips of how you use these things, you can also let us. You can be dropping them too. All right. So we can copy and also drag image to different ways, just the same way we actually work in this Photoshop. So you can drag image. If you have image on your computer, like you have image on download, I'll just click go to my where my image is at, click, drag, and drop. See it here to work. You can also copy image. So you have different ways of doing it. So basically about like 3 ways or thereabouts. So yes, that one too can work. So this one I did it by dragging from my computer and dropping. All right. So that one works too. That one works too. So now that we have the image here, the next step is to confine the image to this frame. All right. So we'll go back to the image, we'll click on it, and it uploads the image here. Then you click on this one, you drag the image, put it inside. So if you already put your image inside, it's confined to it. You see the extras that were around the image are no longer on this page, but instead the image itself is inside here, but it takes the shape of that frame. So at this point in time, if we are not happy about how our image appears and we want to edit it, we come over to the frame, we double click on it, right? So when you double click on it, you see a sort of like a ghost mode. A ghost mode, that means you see some faint part of the image and the background not so visible. You see it, but you see the main part of the image visible. That means the part of the image that is inside the box. So at this point in time now, we want to shift the image to our liking. We want our client, our investor to see the image we are working on or we want to present. So we just drag. You remember we double click to get here. So we drag and just place this image in the center. So if you are okay with it, you just click out. So the image is inside. Is that okay? Or is there any question before we proceed? Is it possible to edit those little shapes above and below the template? All right, let me see what you're talking about. Oh yeah, these tiny shapes. So when you click on them, these stars here, when you click on them, you see the colors they have. So you click on color. Let's say you want to change it to this one. Oh yeah, it is possible. See, you see, it is possible to change them. You click on them, click on color, change them. Or better still, you don't like this color, you want something new. You just come to this. You come to your color panel, you change them. See, yeah, it is possible to edit those ones too. Okay, I'm not getting the frame. Okay, why exactly are you not getting about the frame? So we'll go over it. Person that says not getting the frame, what exactly are you not getting about it? So I'll point to it. How we got the frame? Okay, all right. So we'll go back to the frame now. So let's delete this one. Okay, for clarification, we want to put a frame here. And you know the function of the frame is to put image inside, so it will take the shape of the frame, right? So we want to get a frame. What we'll do is you go to element. Can you see the element on the left? This one here. You go to element, you click on it. So I think when you click on it, originally, this is where it shows you all these things. You see shape, graphics, photos, vectors. I mean, you can even scroll down to see them, or you can do them up horizontally. You can choose this one on this top, or you can decide to just scroll down. So when you scroll down, when you see frames, just click on see all. This is another method to do it. So when you see all the frames now, you now browse through the frames for the one you want in particular. That means the type of frame you want to use. You get. So let's say is this frame that catches your fancy that you want to use. You click on it. When you click on it, it imports it to your project. But this is not where you want it to be. You want it to be here, and you want it to be bigger. So when you want it to be bigger, you just come to the edge of the frame, increase it, increase, right? So it's increased now, it's big enough for you to use. And let's say you don't want this frame, you want to use another frame. You can just delete it here or use backspace. So we've deleted the frame now. We want another frame instead. Maybe something like this one. All right, so we'll come back, increase the size, align it to the left to our liking, increase it, align it. All right, is that okay? Can the shapes be deleted? Yes, yes. Digital Fab, thank you very much. Digital Fab, thank you for the responses too. Okay, all right. Chima, thank you. Yes, you can just okay. Thank you for the responses. Okay, so very good. So if there's a question and you have idea about it, you can help us because we are all here to learn together. So you can help us and be dropping the tips, tricks, and anything that will be helpful during the course of this study and program itself. All right. So we have the frame already, and you don't want the frame looking like this. I mean, the purpose of the frame itself is to put something inside, which is an image, audio, or video. But in our case, at this moment, we want to put an image inside. And the image we want to put inside, we want to put image that reflects Fabrics by Ade. We want the investor to know. This is a presentation, and we'll definitely present it to somebody, right? So Fabrics by Ade wants to present it to an investor or client or her team, right? So she's making a presentation. So now she wants to put image that reflects her brand or the brand itself entirely. All right. So we have the frame selected, placed here rather. The next step is to upload the image. Come to upload. But we've uploaded the image already. So next step is just to click on it. So when you click on the image comes here. You just drag it over. You drag it over the frame. So, I mean, the moment you drag it over the frame, you see the frame collecting it to absorb the image and transform it to its own size. All right, so you just drag it there. But then we have dragged the image over the frame, but the part of the image we are seeing is not what exactly we want the investor to see or what we want to portray. So the next step or what to do next is you will double click on this image. When you double click on the image, you adjust it to your liking, right? Okay, done. We are done with it. Or I think that's that for that. Is that okay? Any question regarding that before we go on? No question. Okay, okay. Okay, good. So it's fine. All right. So moving on. We're talking about this stars here. Do we want the stars? Do we want to change the color, or do we want to use something else? So let's say we want this one here, we leave it. Then this one we want to delete it. We want something else here. So the moment you click on the element, you can just click on delete or use backspace on your computer. So we are using delete now. So let's go to elements. Let's look for what type of this thing is. We'll click on graphics. Easy graphics. Well, I've seen one star here. Do we like this one? Let's say it's a star we like. We use this one, but it's too big. You just drag the edge of it to resize it. Okay. You just have to browse through elements and see anything you want to add to it. There are plenty free elements. There are also pro elements that you have to pay for. So like this one we just added now is free. Anyone that is pro, you see crown around it. All right. So that is an element. Canva has photo. Call it photo like you can place all these ones. photo. Then there's option for adding videos too. Looks like almost all the videos are all pro. Okay, there's this one that isn't pro. If you want to add videos to your presentation, that is, then you want to add shape. You click on shape. It brings you to where all the shapes are. If you want to add audio to it, you click on audio. It brings you to where all the audios are. If you want to add frames to it, just like we added frame, you click on this one. Is it chart you want to add? See, don't know what it's saying here. Saying, okay, we couldn't find a result for shape. Try, okay. Okay, we go. All right, so that is that on shapes, elements, and text. I think we covered text. We covered text. Is there anything else? Can you walk us through how to reduce opacity of, okay, let me read this, of that shape you added, please? Oh, okay, good. All right, opacity now. All right, for us that do not know what opacity is the level of visibility of your element, of how visible your element is. If it is normally, originally, opacities are at 100%, but the moment you begin to take them down, you are reducing their opacity. That means you are reducing the intensity. It's just like your phone background light or your phone light, that one that you swipe down because the light is too much entering your eye, that one in particular. So if you reduce it, you are reducing the opacity or the intensity of the light. If you increase it, you are increasing the opacity. That means you see more of it. If you reduce it, you see less of it. Okay, yeah. Mr. David, please, let me unmute you. So, okay, I think I'm not the one unmuting. So, Michael, can you hear me mute Mr. David here? Where is Mr. Michael? Mr. David, a minute. Let me find. Okay, I'm asking for. All right, Mr. David, you are.
Okay. Good afternoon,
Yeah.
sir. Good afternoon, everyone. The class is wonderful. It's awesome. I think I've learned a couple of things. But sir, I want to ask, the same way we did for the frame and the image that we uploaded into it, can we do the same for shape instead of frame? I'm asking if we can do the same for shapes. You know, there's one that you were browsing through where we saw different kinds of shapes. Then we saw the shapes that have an outer outline. So I want to ask, what if we are supposed to for a particular design, we want to impute an image into it? Can we do the same drag in
and
style
drop
for it?
Okay,
Yes,
so very
yes,
good
drag and drop. Will
question
it
now.
work?
Okay, very good question. Now let's go over and try it. Let's drag this outside off for the moment. Let's just delete this one. So to answer the question now, we'll just do a little exercise over it, right? So we'll go to elements. Elements is where you find the items you want. So for this one, we want shape. We have brought in the shape here. Oh, okay. We want shape, and this is our shape. So we created the shape now, and we have image. So we have clicked the image. So for this thing, you just originally drag it and drop, right? In Photoshop now, we used to just okay, don't let me mention Photoshop. Sorry, don't let me mention Photoshop. Oh, excuse me. Right. So this is an exercise now. We'll look if we can do the same thing with frame with shapes. So now looking through quick flow, no. Okay. For now, it does not look possible to me. But if anybody has idea if this could work, you can share it with us. Does anybody have? Okay, Lagos officer, please don't worry. We're just trying to do something, a little exercise, so we know if. I don't think. Okay, Mr. Samuel Shey does not think it works that way. Mr. David, do you have maybe tips, or anybody has anything else that could help us with that if it works? Because there is one thing about designing and using tools is there is no one way to do one thing in design, right? There are different ways people do things in design. Somebody might use this method, another person might use this method. There's probably a new trick that somebody has discovered to do this thing. So far, the trick I know about placing images in particular shape is using frames. Okay, Digital Fab. Okay, Mr. David was asking that originally, okay, before we placed this image in frame to get the shape of the frame, right? So he's asking, can we do the same thing with shapes? You know, there are shapes, there are images, right? So he's asking if we can actually place images in shape. You know, this is a shape, this is not a frame. The difference between frames and shapes is that when you see a frame, you see okay, let me go and bring in a frame. So I'll just juxtapose them. All right, so this is a frame. So you see all these frames here, they have this similar backgrounds in them, right? So let me even bring in a square. So you see the difference between the two. All right. So this right here on the right is a shape. This one here is a frame. So this frame is the one that if you drag image over, absorbs the image and takes up the shape of the image. But so Mr. Davis' question was, the thing we do with frame, can we do it with shape? So that was the question. So yeah, that was the question. Right. So she said no. And we were asking if anybody has a trick or a tip on how to do it, they should share. But we keep learning. So if it ever comes up, if there's anything that ever comes up with it, we can do that. All right. But for now, nothing yet. All right. So let's go back to having our shape. Yeah. I don't even remember which shape we used for that image. Which one is it? Was it this one? Wait, I think it was. Okay, yeah, it was this one. It was this one. So we select the shape, the frame, right? So after the frame is selected, come to upload images. You drag it over your shape. Since you drag it over your shape and the image does not really fit, you double click on it to adjust it. Right. We want the gown showing, and we want some of the materials on the far right showing too. So right. So cool. Anything? Okay, I think. Okay, let me just read through the chats if there's anything I have to address before we proceed. Okay, legit. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, Bukola, thank you too. All right, Ademuyiwa, I see your question. I see you. So what is you have an input? Let me look for you and unmute if you want to say something. Come on. Okay, now before we proceed, Mr. David, does that answer your question, please? Okay, okay. Ademuyiwa has an observation. Okay, so let me ask for you to be unmuted. So,
okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
All right. Good afternoon.
So my observation was after deleting the shape itself, we are meant to drag the picture into the shape, but after uploading the picture, it automatically showed on the this thing itself with that particular shape.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand.
Continue. I'm with you.
So instead of him dragging, he can just upload the picture, click on it after uploading, then automatically it comes down to what we are actually designing, and you just have to position it very well. That was the first this thing before you now said something about dragging the picture. I'd done that earlier. So when you now said something about dragging the picture, then I experimented that also.
And it worked. Did it work?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So yeah. So that is what I was saying. Like, there is no one way to create things in design. There are different ways of doing it. So, but the most important thing about it is you have to get comfortable with any tool you are using. Yeah, you have to get comfortable with any tool you are using, so you not just be fidgeting or trying to do try by error. No, yeah, try by error works. I mean that is how we sort of get new tricks and new method of doing things. So I mean, for instance, now I want the recommended way, not should I say recommended, but the stated way Canva has it is if you want to upload image, you come through upload files, right? But then somebody asked, can we copy image and paste it in Canva? So we tried it. We actually tried it. We copy image from somewhere, pasted it in Canva, and we saw the image. It worked there. Then another person even suggested that we can drag the image from wherever we have it on our computer. We drag it straight into Canva that it works too. So we tried it and it worked. You understand? So there are different ways of doing things. You just have to be comfortable. You just look around the interface, you tinker with things, you understand how they work, then gradually by practice, most especially by practice, you know your tools, right? You know the tools. All right. So I think we have to go back to the question about opacity. Right. Somebody asked about opacity. So we'll start over again. Opacity is a level of intensity. Oh no, don't let me say intensity. Opacity is the level of visibility. If you have an image or an element, like this one, for instance, this fabrics by a day, its opacity is at 100. Why? Because you can see all of it without any distance. You get. But if you want the opacity to reduce, I mean, you don't want to see more of it. You just want it faint. That is when you reduce the opacity. That means you take the strength of its view down. So now we want to check how to do the opacity. So let's explore. Let's look at which one of these um, tools here will help us with opacity. Effect, no. Position, transparency, good. All right. So in how do I say Figma? In Canva, it's called transparency. Okay, so when you click on this, okay, let me go back. Let me now click. So Fabrics by Ade is 100%, but we want to reduce the view. We want to reduce its opacity. We want to reduce how much you can see it. You know, right now it is very, very visible. It's bold. But okay, let's say for instance, we have this Fabric by Ade. We click on this one to duplicate it. We have it up here. So what we want to just do like an effect for it, like, okay, this one will be visible, but this one will just be faint into the background. It's like a style, sort of. So you click on what you want to edit. When you click on it, you by exploring, you know, we start from here looking at, okay, I mean, what can help us with opacity? What is transparency? So we came here and we saw transparency. So we click on it. So originally it is 100, right? And has a slider that is at 100. So watch this slider. When we begin to drag this slider to the left, this one, the opacity reduces. That means the transparency. Opacity is the same thing as transparency. They are just used differently in different software. All right. So let's drag it down. Okay. Now, our opacity now is, our transparency now is, this one is at 13. This one is at 100. Because this one is at 100, is more visible than this one. It's transparency. Right. This one has a lower transparency. This one has the maximum transparency. Is that okay? Is transparency slash opacity explained? All right, Madam Legit, thank you. Any other person else? Is that okay? Oh, okay, good. All right, so any question whatsoever or any contribution or addition before we fire on? What time is it? Oh, okay, good. So that is how opacity work, or transparency. So just mind your opacity and transparency, they are the same thing. All right. So I just use differently. Opacity, transparency, the same thing. So we want to delete this one, or should we leave it? Should we leave this Fabrics by Ade? We're all creating this thing together. Okay, yeah. Okay, we should leave it. So we like it. So we should leave it. We're creating it together. All right. So cool. We have Fabrics by Ade with the opacity. I mean, if somebody is looking at this in the first place, the person eye goes to is Fabrics by Ade. That is the first thing you see, right? So that's that. Okay, someone said we should put it under. All right, so let's drag it under then. Let's see. So you click on it. Oh, okay. That looks nice. It looks like halo effect. Let's see. Oh, nice. Okay. Do you mean under like that? Okay. Onyinye says she wants to talk. All right. So Onyinye, let me ask to unmute you. So would you what you have to say? A contribution to move it under close to, okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, how to remove the background? All right. Let me check the questions again. How to remove the background? All right. So Onyinye, in a minute, please. Let me ask for you to be unmuted. Okay, this is you. All right, Madam Onyinye, can hear you. I thought you said you wanted to talk. Okay, that was why I asked for you to be unmuted, but I think it's your network. So, but nonetheless, we would continue. So we'll go back to the one of the first questions I said. How can I remove background of image I want to use? Okay, so let's go and experiment that. Let's go and check how to do that. Okay, so once you remove background of an image, where do we go? So let's think of here. So once you remove a background of it, let's say for instance, once you remove this one's background. Oh, you uploaded. I think there was an option to remove background. I saw it just now, but it was pro or something. I think the option to remove background was pro. Come on, let me try and look for it. No. This one. Anyway, I'm still trying to look for how to remove the back. Okay. How did you add the? Yes, the background is showed when I first imported the image. Okay, thank you. Okay, Samuel. Okay, Samuel wants to speak, so let me unmute Samuel. So the other question would answer it. Let me see the text chat. Okay, someone has answered. Thank you. So let me try and unmute Samuel so we hear his contribution to it. Samuel, a minute, please. All right. All right, Samuel, I think you should be unmuted now.
Yes, I wanted to comment on how to remove the background. Hello?
Okay, how to remove the background?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that is what we're trying to do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to say something on it, like how to remove it.
Okay, good.
Okay. Okay, so removing the background, you right click on the design you're working on, you right click, and then you go under alignment, whatever you want to replace the background with. Yes, under alignment, you can see detached. So under alignment, click on it, show all the, no, under layer, sorry, under layer. You can see layer, click on the layer.
Yeah.
So
I have
click on the layer, so it shows all the layers, and so there you can see the, what's it called? The background. You click show all layers.
Yeah.
So when you click all show all layers, it brings all the designs that, all the,
okay, it brings everything by layer. All right, I've seen it.
Yes. So whatever anything you want to replace with the background, is either the picture or anything, so you just drag it down to replace the background, or you click on whatever picture you want to use as background, you click replace as background.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, or click on the background itself. Click on the background itself. If you want to change, if you want to use, probably you don't want to use email, you can click on the background and then change the color straight.
Oh, okay. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. All right, so that is another way of doing it. All right. And then somebody else to give another observation of how to remove background. So yeah, so you say I saw remove background on mine here. Okay, that is good. Miss Onye, I think the class has been muted because so people it will be coordinated because if you have everyone unmuted, people might be talking and clashing and we might not get anywhere. So if you want to, if you have input to, if you have input, basically, you just signify. Then I'll ask for you to be unmuted, and you understand, you can just say something. So yeah, that is how it works. It's just one of the rules of communication. Turn taking. There has to be turn taking. One person has to talk, and the other person has to wait for the other one to finish. So yeah, that is that. So anyway, so now we're back on remove background. So yeah, when I place this image, I actually saw remove background here, but now suddenly I do not see it anymore. So in that case, now let me try and okay, let me ask Mr. I don't know if it's Mr. Okay, click edit. Oh, message keeps going up. Okay, click select the image and click on edit photo. Okay, very good. Select the image. Okay, this is not where it ought to be. You select the image, you click on edit photo. Edit photo is here. Okay, right. Okay, so when we select the image, we clicked on edit photo here. When you click on edit photo, this is BG remover, background remover. It is Pro. Magic eraser, Pro. Magic expand, Pro. Magic edit or free. Magic grab, Pro. Grab text, Pro. All right, so basically the background remover is they are all Pro feature. Okay. All right. So in this case now, in this case where we want to use an image, but the image has background, yeah, and we really need to remove the background. So I see someone share. This is where you need another a third-party website where you would use to remove background. So somebody has added remove background of BG. That is what I use basically. I use remove background for this thing. So edit photo or move. Okay, good. All right. Somebody too has already given us another idea on how to do it. So personally, what I do is I use remove background or BG. So I'll just sometimes I don't even know which one. I'll just go on Google and click on remove background, remove image background. If I click on it, you see responses on where to remove background. I'll just click on one of them, or the one I feel comfortable using, which is remove background or BG. I'll click on it, and if I click on it, I'll download it on my computer. Then I'll import it to my listen. Okay, somebody said you can do it in CapCut too. All right. There are different. Sometimes I even use Adobe because I have realized that when I use remove background of BG, they have two options. The first option is they will remove the background for you, but the image quality reduces, right? That means that is a free option. The image quality reduces. But if you want your image in high quality, that means in very, very good resolution, you have to subscribe to a plan. That one too has a pro plan. So basically, it looks like there's nothing is actually really free in itself. So you have to subscribe. So if you use background or BG, your image quality reduces. You might not notice it, but it actually reduces. It's there. You see it. So if you want your image, the quality, just like you imputed it in the listing, you have to subscribe to their pro plan. Do you understand? All right. So that's what I do. Then again, I think I use Adobe Express. Adobe Express is like Canva too, but it has little recognition. People do not do this thing. Oh, good, yeah. For those of us that know how to use Photoshop, is very, very good. Your image quality will not even reduce. You just put your image inside. You select subject. Don't worry about this one. If you learn Photoshop, you see it. So I'm just like saying it as a matter of speaking. All right, so you put it inside Photoshop and you just do what you have to do in it. But in the meantime, you can use background remover, background.bg, pardon me, background.bg to remove your photos. All right, so that is one of the tips and tricks you'd learn along the way. And if there's anything else right? Okay, so anything else we have to cover? Any question? I think the question about how we got this image system has been settled or something. Not sure. Okay, so let's say you want to this image now right here. Now you want to add. It is flat on the surface. You want to add a bit of shadow to it, like you want it to look like it is elevating, like you want it to look up. You click on your image effects, right? So when you click on the effects now, you on the left side, you see different types of effects. You have none, that means no effect to be added to. You have shadow, you have lift. Oh, good. So the difference between the shadow and lift is that the shadow is sharp. You see, it's very sharp. But the lift is blurred out. That means it's blood. You know, not blood. Excuse me, not blood like that. Blood. BLUR. Yeah, you see it's like you sort of see the image like it is levitating. It's lifting in the sky. Then you have halo effect, splice, outline, echo, glitch, neon. All right, so let's start off with the shadow. So we've added shadow to it. Okay, no, before I proceed, let me be sure everyone is with us. Are we together? Okay, good. All right. So in any case, you want to add effects to your design. I mean, let's look at this one. So without the shadow to this one, before we added shadow to Fabrics by Day, it was looking flat on the surface. You understand? So I mean, you want to add effect to it. So what you do is you click on this. You click on your elements. You click on effect. When you click on effect, it brings you here. Then this is the one we selected. Then let's say let's say this is the original. This is the one without the effect. Just click on it. Come to effect. You see a bunch of free effects. Oh, these ones are free. Very good. These ones are free, right? So you come here, you look at the ones you want. Is it the shadow? Is it lift? Is it halo effect? Let's try this halo effect. Oh, okay. What halo effect does is the inside, there will be nothing inside, but there will be bounding box outside. Just like the name implies, it's halo. That means there's halo, there's nothing in it. Just like say people have halo hearts. I mean, there's nothing inside. So this is a halo text. There's nothing inside the text, but there's something outside the text. This is what halo effect is. Okay. All right. So that's what halo effect is. So that is you want to apply text effect. So you select it, go to effect. You look at the one you want. But for the purpose of this one, we'll just leave it as is. Fabric by Day is okay. And I saw just now, if you want to make curves to it, you want if your text to have a sort of alignment effect, you see, go to effect again. You have shape, you have curve here. You see what we have here. This is what we change it to. So you have another slider down here where you can reduce the curvature of it. If you see, you drag it down, it is not so curved. You get something like this. I think the more you drag the slider to the left or right, the more effect or less effect you get. So let's drag it down to minus. If you drag it out to minus, it changes it to the other direction of it. You see? All right. So you want it like this. This is where you use the curve. Right. But then in any case, you feel like, okay, nah, this is not what I want. You just click on none. You see, this none effect shows there's nothing attached to it. You just click on none. Okay, Madam Oye, I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me look for you and unmute you. Sorry, a bit. I didn't see it. I'm looking for you, so I'll mute you right now. Okay, you'll be unmuted in seconds. Okay, good.
All right, Mr. Dan, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, can hear you.
Okay, what you just did now, especially that bend test, how do you achieve that in Photoshop? I've tried to. There's one design I was doing, but that bend test, I was looking for a way to, but as in kind of cover my test.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm taking you to Photoshop. I just want to know. Thank you.
Oh, okay, all right. I would love to explain that, but I think just try as much as possible. This question, just write it down. Yeah, I believe you have a jotter for the class. Just write it down, maybe at the back of the jotter, because eventually we would learn about Photoshop. You get. I don't want to start explaining that here because remember, now this class is a combined class of GSS1 and GSS2. This is a combined class of marketing and design, different classes. You understand? And I'm not sure. Photoshop is part of their curriculum or what they will learn. You understand? So if I start explaining Photoshop now of how to do it now, some people might be confused and start asking, "What is this? What is that?" You understand? So yes, we would explain this one definitely in Photoshop, please. All right. So, but in the meantime, I would go over how I got this effect in the Canva. At least for now, we're using Canva. All right. So yes, don't worry. We'll learn about how to do it in Photoshop. You learn about how to do it in Illustrator too. So um, just chill. So just write it down. You have to write it down because so you'd ask when we are doing Photoshop, then you see how it is done. All right. Okay, okay. So Samsung has an idea and is saying it, but please let's. I'm not sure. Maybe the response meant any disrespect. All right. So let's just keep it that way. No need for misunderstanding. All right. So please, we'll continue. All right. Mr. Thomason, thank you for the response. And Madam Onye, please, right? So we'd go back to Canva. Don't worry, in Photoshop, we would cover the necessities of it. A copy of our curriculum. Oh, okay, this is what you have to ask Michael, please. Or yeah, you have to ask Michael. Just ask him. So if he permits it, then he'll share it with you on the rest. Okay. So okay, yeah. So let's go back. So yeah, we're back in the world of Canva. We're back in the world of Canva. We have this text here. We have right? Or being in the same context. So you see, we have style here, and all the elements in style are sort of close together. Then the next thing we have shape. Shape separates them, and you see these two, they are together. So you cannot confuse this shape for this style. All right. So as we go, any element we see that actually portrays the principles of design, we'll be mentioning and calling them out. All right. So, but the goal here now is to learn how to do this curve effect. Okay. Oh my God. Cancel the screen. Sorry. Again. All right. Can we see the screen now? Okay. When it suddenly says this meeting is being recorded, it disconnects the screen. So I think I have taken note of that. Anytime I hear this meeting is being recorded, I'll just go back and reconnect the screen. I'm so sorry about that. Again. All right. Okay. Very good. So we can see the screen now. Okay. Just like I was saying, let me start from the beginning of it. So we have fabric by a day. We want to have a curves effect to it. The first thing we'll do, click on it. When you click on it, you go up to effect, right? So when you then click on effect. So when you click on effect, on your left, automatically you see changes to your dashboard. On your left, you see all the styles on this place. You see style first, then you see shape under. So yeah, I was just trying to remind us of proximity, that we said the rule of proximity states that elements that are close together are perceived as being grouped or to belong in the same category or to the same place, to the same parent. All right. So Africans, basically, we are grouped together. Proximity, that is why we're Africans. All right. Your family, the children of our mothers and our fathers, we are grouped together. Proximity shows relationship between us. You understand? So yeah, so for this one now, we have style and we have none, shadow, lift, halo, splice, outline, echo, glitch, neon, and background. We have all of this close together, belonging into style. All right. Then we have this next one, none and curve, belonging into shape. You can see that these ones are not close to this place. If anything at all, shape here is an element, which is a text, has been used to divide this place from this place. This is another function of another element. You know, basically what we use text for sometimes is to show message, right? But then in this place again, it has been used to divide this top from this bottom. Is that understood, or am I confusing anybody? Okay, good. All right, so we'll continue. So now, why we came here was to give this fabrics by a day a curves effect, and we cannot find curves effect under style. We can only find it under shape. I don't know why they titled it shape, but I mean, it is their program. Ours is just to find the tools that works for us and use it. All right. So we are in shapes now. We'll just click on curve. So immediately you click on curve. Remember that we said any item that has a purple line around it is active or selected. So because we clicked on curve now, this box has here purple. If we click on none, you see it. You understand? So that is a pointer. That is a pointer. That is a cue for anybody that is using Canva to know that, okay, if this thing is showing purple around it, that means it's either selected or I'm hovering over it. You understand? So if you click on curve now, you see automatically curves, right? So the moment you click on curve, you can just scroll down. You see curve and you see the frequency of how much curve it has. So at this moment now, this curve has 81% curve. So 81% curve means how much it is curved. If we crank it up to 100, you see it is curved to a sort of like you see in between it, you see the circle, you sort of see the circle that looks close to perfect, right? A small circle. But if we begin to reduce this size now, you see the curve, you see it spreading out. You see, you see it spreading out, spreading out, spreading out. I think you can see it, right? So, but then this is not the end of the curve. This is a positive number. It can go all the way down to negative. Then negative will change the direction of the curve. All right, so we are going down, but pushing the curves down. Okay, right. So the moment we hit minus one, let me try and hit -1. Oh, okay, -7. The direction of the curve changes. Then we're pushing it down, down. Initially, it was not like this. Initially, it was facing down before, right? But because we pushed it to the left, it changed the direction of the curve. You see? So that is that about curve. Is that understood, or do I have to just one more time? Go over it one more time. Okay. I think I have to continue. There's no question in that regard. So let's say we want Fabric Body to be like this. But is it good? Nah. Okay, let me let you be the judge. Is Fabric Body good like that, or do we have to just let it go back to its original position? Oh, you say it's good. Oh yes. Oh no, it is not. Okay. Okay. All right. So we take it back to how it was before. So we can do this by clicking on Ctrl Z, right? And we can actually just click on the go to effect, click on none to take it back to how it was before. You see. So like I said, there are numerous ways. There are numerous ways of doing things. Original position. All right, good, good, good. Do you put no, no, honestly, I have to be forward straight here now. You have good design knowledge. Honestly, you have good design knowledge. Because it takes the eye to see and know that okay, nah, this thing is not looking good. Yeah. Because you know at the back of your mind, you know you are trying to make a presentation. And making a presentation, you don't want to go overboard in doing things. You want to make sure it is accurate, it is well. Remember, it is a business presentation you're trying to make. You're trying to impress your investor, be it investor Sabinus. You're trying to impress him with your presentation of how you speak, how you present yourself. So you have to package your presentation well, the slide. So preparing the slide is part of it. All right. So in making good slides too is actually a good impression. All right. So in this thing, we sort of call it presentation or pitch deck. Presentation, sometimes we call it pitch deck. Can we make the opacity overlap the way it was before? Oh, okay, good, good. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. It is presentation sometimes are called pitch deck. I have typed it in the list. Oh, typo. Pitch deck. All right. So don't worry about what is called and what not is called. This is just another just dropping it inside. All right. So someone suggested if we can bring this one that reduces opacity, if we can bring it back on that where it was before. Of course, we can do it. We just click on Fabrics by Day. We'll drag it back. We'll drag it back under. Okay. Is it under now? Or is the position okay? Let's see. Let's just do it like this. I don't see anymore. Okay, I'm seeing it. Okay. What if we decide to make the opacity upside down? Upside down. I don't understand. Oh, okay. Are you saying what if we try to bring the faint one to the front, then the bright one to the back? Is that a question? The battery is low. Okay, understand. All right, Joseph. All right. Tilt the fainted one to the right, align the full one. Okay. The fainted one to the right, aligned with the full one. So fainted to the right and also aligned with the full one. Is this okay? Okay. Shabi, where's your question? Please, how can we change the logo? Oh, okay. All right. So on how to change the logo now, it's almost like placing your image. It's the same thing as placing your image. Let's say this logo, you don't want this logo again. You click on it, you delete it. Then you have your logo on. Okay, we don't have any logo. Let me go and download. Let me just go and download scissors or something. Let me go and download the scissors or something. I'm coming. Let me download. Let me just download something to just represent. Come in. I want to download a what? Let me download. Caesar. I'm just trying to use this as an example. Okay, so I have downloaded a logo, no, a scissors, just a placeholder for it, right? So I'm trying to answer the question of how we can change our logo. All right. So you have a presentation. You just come to upload, upload files. I just downloaded this scissors here. You see it. So you see the image uploading, right? It is a PNG because it does not have background. PNG images are photos that do not have background. This one has background. Everything that is why it's called a JPEG, JPG. This one, PNG, no background. You click on it, so you have it here. But then it is too big. You want to resize it. You come to the edge of it. You take it down. You take it down to okay. So you take it down. All right. So we've placed our image on it. We've placed our image on it, but then we want to sample the color of the image. We want to sample the color of the logo and use this one for the same thing as Fabric by ID. So you click on Fabric by ID, then you understand. You remember that thing I said about Canva helping you to automatically detect the color you have in your image. You see, for this first image, this one that has this cloth and this gown, you see all the images, the colors are in the images. Then this one that we just uploaded now, see the colors on them. So instead of using eyedropper to sample it, you just pick one. You see, the image matches the. Oh, okay, scissors and tape. Oh, I did not see this. I already downloaded scissors. I hope that's okay. Okay. All right. All right. So let me who asked this question? Let me ask if Miss or Mrs. Ashabi, has the question been answered? Do you now know how to place your logo in your Canva? What if I want to create a logo from scratch? How do I go about it? Okay. Okay, you're welcome, Mr. Shabi. Madam Ene Esther. All right. So if you want to create logo, honestly, you have to be straightforward right now. I do not create logo in Canva. I do not create logo in Canva, but I believe there ought to be a way to create a logo in Canva. So, but then if we have to start talking about how to create a logo in Canva right now, that might be that would definitely take us past 2 o'clock. This is 1:43 already. This is 1:43 already. Because I think from the homepage of Canva, I think there's a logo maker there. I saw it there on the homepage of Canva. Let me share. Let's share this one. Share this one. Come, I'm looking for that logo maker that I saw on Canva. If you cannot see what you are looking for exactly, you can see. You see, there's clothing logo. Let's say, for instance, now we don't have the logo for fashion by fabrics by Ade, and we're looking for clothing logo. So we just click on clothing logo, and you have a bunch of logos here that you can use. You have free ones, you have paid ones. All right. So you can do this one. Good. So there's logo templates that you can edit. So let's say which one catches our fancy. Let's Ocean Pro. But I'd love to use that one anyways. Okay, let's say this one. Okay, let's say we like this one now. Yeah. Let's say we like this one. We want to use it as our logo. We'll customize it. You get, so let's say this is the logo we want to use. Star, are you following? This is the logo we want to use, right? So we have clothes hanger, we have this one. So we'll just click this one and change the name to Fabric by, I think it was Fabrics, was it? It was Fabrics by Ade. Nice. Right, so we have Fabrics by Ade. But this is big. Fabrics by Ade. Oh, okay. So which app is best to create logo? Okay, to create logo, basically, logo is oh God, I don't want to say vector, so I'm not starting. Okay, this is how logo works. Logos are, there's difference between, okay, before you create logo, you have to consider some principles or some element, or the case may be. Logos basically are, you know, there are times where you would have to scale your logo up. That means by scale, that means you have to increase the size of the logo. For instance, now, if you are printing your logo on a business card, it will be small compared to where you are printing it on the back of your t-shirt. Maybe you have a brand. So, and you have clothes you have for your brand that you put your logo on it. So, you know, business card is small, your shirt is big. So the sizes of the logo you are putting on these two things will be different, right? So, okay. So if you scale the logo up, yeah, at a point in time, the logo starts to break on the side. That is called, we call it pixelating. Come on, let me type it. Pixel or pixelating. So when it is pixelating, the logo is breaking. So to avoid this from happening, we usually create logo in a vector format. That is why I did not want to mention vector, but it is necessary. We usually create logo in a vector format. Vector format basically enable you to be able to scale your logo down to any proportion. It will not break. I hope you understand. So if you use, and the software you use to create vector logos are Adobe Illustrator, CorelDRAW, and trying to remember which other one. Vector, is it Vector Ink? Yeah, Vector Ink. All right. So Adobe Illustrator, CorelDRAW, Vector Ink, they are software that you can create a vector format logo with. So, but vector format logo is a type of logo that you can scale to any proportion and it will not break on the edge at any point in time. But if you use things like Photoshop and Canva to create a logo, yeah, when you start scaling it up, when you start increasing the size, it will get to a point where it starts breaking. I don't know if you've seen it before, whereby, okay, let me show you an example of pixelating. I'm coming. This is, I'm trying to, I want to show you an example of pixelating, what pixelating means. Okay, I'm coming. I'll show you an example of pixelating. Coming. Color. All right. I'll show you an example of pixelating. You see these boxes. Let me ask you if you can see these boxes. You see these boxes. You see we have a circle going around this thing, right? You see these boxes that you are seeing, all these small boxes. Yeah, they are the pixels. That means any image you have, all the images you have, all these photographs you are taking, all these your pictures and the rest that we are taking, they're actually made of tiny boxes. Yeah, so they put tiny boxes together to make up the whole image. I hope I'm making sense. On C screen. Oh my God, yet again. Okay, in a minute. Hold disable attendee sharing screen. Where is Mr. Michael? I have been disabled to share screen. Let me reach out, Mr. Michael. I have been.
I'm here.
Mr. Michael, I have been disabled from sharing my screen.
Oh, okay. Just Solomon, please make him host. So I'm not actually the admin on this call. Solomon is the admin.
Oh,
Solomon,
okay.
can you? Yeah. Solomon, if you can hear me, please make him host. So just give me a few seconds. Let me reach out to Solomon.
All right. Okay, please. Sorry, we'd wait for him to make this thing. But in the meantime, let's continue our conversation about pixels. Okay, so relating to the question now of which app is best to create logo. So I'm trying to explain why you have to use certain apps to create logo. Do you understand? Okay. So as I was saying before, the normal images we take, like the pictures we take, you see all of our pictures are made of pixels. Our face, you see it as a complete whole. But when you start zooming in, at a point in time, I don't know if you've done it before, where you zoom an image to the extent where you are unable to see anything. You just see blur and some boxes in it. I don't know if you've done it before. But in any case you've done it before, those small boxes you are seeing, they are called pixels. Those are the images, those are the elements that make up our pictures. All right, the pixels. So in Illustrator, when you design for a logo in Illustrator, CorelDRAW, or Vector Ink is a software for designing vector images, vector logos, rather. Excuse me. So when you do your logo in any of this software, yeah, the images, the output you'd have, I think they are not made of pixels. They are vectors. Okay, thank you very much. Right. Let me.
Sorry, you've been made host now.
Okay. I'm seeing it. Thank you. Okay. Can we see my screen now? Yeah, Vector Inc. I think. Okay, very good. You can see the screen. So I was trying to explain what vector and pixels are. All right. So and I was trying to use this one to illustrate. Don't worry about what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to show you what vectors are. So you can see this circle moving around, yeah, and you can see all those boxes in it. Let me confirm if you can see it. Okay, very good. You can see all those boxes in it. So you see all those boxes that you can see. They are the one called pixels, and they are the ones that make up our images. They come together, the cluster of them, small boxes together, all of them in different colors, make up our images. Those are pixels. But then in vectors, you don't have these boxes because the image is made up of, they say it is made of mathematical formula, but don't worry about mathematical formula. Even myself, I don't even know the formula. I just know that, okay, if I need a logo that is scalable, that means a logo that I can make very big without losing the quality, then I have to use vector. Then for me to be able to use vector, I have to use Adobe Photoshop. Sorry. I have to use Adobe Illustrator. I have to use CorelDRAW. I have to use Vector Ink. Either of these three. I think there are other ones, but the ones I can list off for Illustrator and CorelDRAW. All right. So yes. So if you create a logo with what do you call it? Don't worry about the mathematical formula. I don't even know it. Honestly, I don't know the formula. All right. So yeah, so if you create a logo with Photoshop, you might be able to scale it, but when you get to a particular point in time, it begins to lose its quality and it starts breaking on the edge because it has reached the max of where it can reach. But if your logo is in a vector format, then you can scale it infinitely, then your logo still remains. All right. Does that answer the question? Let me see. Ashabi, does that answer the question? Which app is the best to create a logo? So for me now, I would say any app that is vector based, it is the app for you to create a logo with. So vector based, that means okay, so you're still not clear on that, sir. All right, good. We'll go over it again one more time. So the question, to answer the question directly, which app is best for creating a logo? I would say Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Illustrator and CorelDRAW or Vector Ink. Are you in the graphic design, the design track? If you are not in the track, legit, leave mathematical formula alone. Okay. Those of us in the graphic design track would actually learn more about what do you call this, Illustrator. But if you are not, it is not bad still knowing that, okay, I mean, if you want a good logo, you have to use Illustrator or CorelDRAW to do it. All right. So that is to answer the question directly. So all these other ones I was saying, I was giving reasons why you have to consider using this particular software for your logo design. All right. So no digital. I don't understand. Are you saying to create logo online? Okay. So you have people like Digital Fab who are logo creators now. They are saying you have to pay them to create the logo. So yeah, you already have customer. No, Sam, in digital marketing cloud. Okay. No wahala, no wahala. Understand. Okay. So yeah, if you want to create logo, you want to create a good logo, you have to use either Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW or Inkspace, Vector Ink, pardon me, Vector Ink. Okay, so 2 minutes to 2. We are close to the end of the class. So yeah, we have class by tomorrow, which is a physical class. But for today, the rest of the day or anytime you have, the little assignment is just to go and check CorelDRAW. Just think out with it, check back and forth, try and do something with it, because on Thursday would have to do little creating together. How can I achieve the design of the picture? Which picture? Oh, who is this? Who sent this thing? Okay, Tochi, right? If I pronounce it right. Oh, okay. Say voila. Okay, this is not. Are you in design class or you're in digital class? If you're in digital class, the reason for this one, for this class, this joint class, is to just do CorelDRAW or Canva. Which one? For oh god, so many messages. I'm trying to Joseph, sorry. Okay, Tochi, you asked, let me see, how can I achieve design? Okay, if it is how you can achieve this design, I mean, there are steps which you can do it. But if you're asking of which software you can achieve the design with, I think you can use Canva. You have to be a little bit proficient with the need to do. You can use Canva. You can use Photoshop for sure. You can use what do you call this thing? CorelDRAW. Some people even use Illustrator for this thing. Okay. So which another question is? Damilola, you said, let me see. About say you need the software. Is it Photoshop or this thing? Don't worry, if you're in design class, we eventually source for you. Know how to get it. Okay. Where can these questions? I'm trying to read them. They keep jumping. Where can we get free stock? Pexels. Yes, you can use Pexels. Thank you very much, Digital Fab. Can use Pexels. If you are looking for free images to use, you use Pexels or Unsplash. Oh yeah. There's assignments. No, I did not. Did I say CorelDRAW? Oh, pardon me if I said CorelDRAW. No. The assignment is you explore Canva. You go on Canva yourself. Yeah. Try and do something. Try and familiarize yourself with the interface, with how to do things. Just go around it, because on Thursday we have another digital class, online class, virtual class. That is what we have on Thursday. So on Thursday we'll be creating something together on Thursday. But for now, just familiarize yourself with Canva, so you know that okay, you can do this. If somebody mentions this, you know okay, this is where it is. If somebody mentions this, you know this is where it is. So that is what I'm saying. Okay, Tochi, you're asking if we can do this to using Canva. Yes, you can use Canva for it, but we need physical class for this one. Yeah. You need physical class for it. So in any case, we'll be doing that one. We need physical class for it. Esther, you're asking me what we'll be doing tomorrow. Are you in design class? Are you in design class? Let me check the. Let me check the ones to be sure what I do tomorrow. Oh, okay. Tomorrow, Tuesday. Tomorrow is space management, design layout, creative management, Canva. Okay, so in our class tomorrow, we'll try and create this says we'll create social media flyer in Canva. Yes, so yeah, we'll be using Canva tomorrow in class, in our design class to be specific. So we need physical class. My head is sorry, Joseph. Sorry. Don't cry. Joseph, all right. Tomorrow we have class that I would be designing with Canva tomorrow. So with the few things we've learned today, tomorrow we'll put them in practice. We'll begin to learn. All right. So we'll have assignment and Mr. David, the assignment basically was to just go and familiarize yourself with Canva. But I think you're a pro. You're a pro already.
So, sorry to just jump in. Can you,
No
Mr.
problem.
Mohammed? Yeah, I do not agree with you, please. Nah, we're not going to leave the students without having an assignment. They need to start practicals right now. So I'm saying this for the sake of digital marketers. You know they're not going to join the class tomorrow. So
Okay.
I think it's imperative for them to have something they can, work with. So and I know your next class is also under Canva, and their own next
Yeah.
class, Canva, is the next virtual class, which is the next virtual class. Let me leave that for now. I'm going to make an announcement after this
All
class.
right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want them to be left out on Canva. Their primary focus around design is Canva for now, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to find a way to carry them along with design school. So, but first of all, I think it would be good if they have one or two assignments. By one, I don't mean like one design. Like if they can have assignment, if they can, design like two things, today and submit tomorrow, or rather their next class. That's like in respect to digital marketing now, right? So
Yeah.
they can have assignment to work on so that they can submit before their next class, their next virtual class with you. You understand?
Okay. All right.
So
All right.
I think it's better that way.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So I think everyone heard, right? So okay, there will be assignments now. Initially, the assignment was for you to just go on Canva, familiarize yourself with it, just play around Canva. But this time, you have to actually create something. Okay. So the assignment now is you go on Canva. You write your. Okay, let me type it out. So let me type it out. So
Yeah, thanks. I'm about to tell you that. Can you just grab the message, what they're supposed to submit, what they have to design, and just drop it on both platforms, that's both communities.
yeah, that would be good. That would be good. All right. So yes,
All right,
your assignment will be sent to the group. So the assignment will be sent to the group. Don't worry, digital marketing, there's justice. There will be justice for you. We'll go along with everything. So okay, yeah. So I think with that we've come to the end of the class. This is already 2:05. But if you have question or okay, so be submitted when the assignment will be given today. Then you submit it on Thursday, I believe. Because Thursday is the next class we have virtually together. So
all right,
at
I'd
least
like to give an announcement.
yeah.
Yeah, can I just go ahead with my announcement?
Yes,
So
please.
we
Yes,
don't have anybody leave the class. Okay, so hi everyone. I hope today's class was exciting, was amazing. So a very quick announcement. We'll be doing something different this time. So for this week, yeah, hi Michelle. So for this week, we would have to have our virtual class on Thursday, right? What am I saying? We're gonna have physical class on Thursday and have our virtual class on Friday. Yeah, let me explain. So we're having a visitor on Thursday. I was waiting for this. No, you guys should just calm down. Nobody should unmute their mic, please. Just calm down, listen to me. All right, so on Thursday, LSTF and their team will be coming to class, to inspect and see what we've been doing so far. Just to come and check around what we've done so far. So because of that, so for that reason, we'd all have to come to class on Thursday. Yeah, we're not changing anything. It's still going to be the same 3 days, 3 days physical, and 2 days virtual, right? So you're not coming to class on Friday. You know, initially you're supposed to come to class on Friday. Yeah, so I understand. So if, you know, sponsor, we cannot really tell. No, we can't tell them. We just happened that that's the time they can come to class. We already shared the schedule with them, but it just happened that it's only on Thursday that they can actually make themselves available for the physical inspection, right? So they can only just come on Thursday. So for that reason, we would have to have our virtual class on Friday and come to class physically on Thursday. So meaning we are coming to class back to back. That's physically on Wednesday and Thursday, right? So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll see you guys the following day. All right, and I'll see you guys virtually on Friday. I hope this is understood. Yeah. So it's not in that case we should have virtual class. No. If we have virtual class tomorrow, that means you will now have physical Thursday and Friday. Do you understand? So we just have to leave it this way. So we would have our physical class on Thursdays and Wednesday. For this week, please do not miss it. For this week, yeah. Subsequent weeks we're going to remain the same curriculum and standard and schedule. I mean to say, yeah. All right. Open the mic. I have some questions. All right. Okay. So let me just allow you guys to unmute, please, one at a time. Okay, yeah. So you guys can unmute your mic, please, one at a time. If it gets very, very noisy, let me even pause the recording.